on the plantation map. There'll be no more ranting from me. I've said my piece and be done with that now. Now we'll just get back on with the duty of farming. We need to get some fertiliser. We've just picked up a little seeder here, and we're going to go back to the farm. And because this map doesn't have paintable grass, well, it does, but it doesn't grow. It's paintable mowed grass, and it stays that way. It doesn't grow. So I've gone into our livestock pastures, and I've actually ploughed them, and I'm going to grow proper grass in them, so our livestock can actually eat grass that is there instead of eating 1-inch grass, or probably a painted mat that looks like grass. So trying to keep it real. I can't get any fertiliser as yet. So, our field is finished. Let me bring this up. 3 times I've tried to finish this field, and my game has crashed 3 times because of certain mods, which is what all my rants were about. Saying a lot of things, probably speaking out of school, but you know what? Things have to be said sometimes. So the rant is over. The field is done. Took me 3 attempts, 3 uninstalling and reinstalling the game, clearing the cache, deleting cookies. But anyway, the field's done. At least we kept our money for the logging we did here. This took me hours and hours and hours of painstaking work to clear this field, but it's done now. We sold the machines, we got our money back, and the field's done. So it needs lime, but it's come up an absolute bonza, and these fields here are fantastic. This is not just a forestry map. It can be used as a forestry map, okay? I'm not saying anything like that. What I am saying is this map has more to it than just forestry. It can be farmed. It has pristine acres. It is absolutely fantastic. These sheds have got to go. I finally found a field that I can move all my big equipment into. I like to use big equipment. I like to run ploughs, cultivators and seeders all in the one run. I like big farming. I like big machines, I like big fields, and I like to work hard, and I'm persistent, and that's the way I like to play the game. I try and play with realism, but not 100%. Obviously you wouldn't use this 1050 twin for such small equipment, okay, but realistic to a certain degree. You can see where we've ploughed the pasture. We want to give them proper grass. This is what grass we get when we paint textures. It's in-game stuff. It's the old school game textures, the dark browns, like this sort of texture. Okay, this dark brown stuff. You got your wood chips. You got 2 types of paintable grass, and really it doesn't grow. It just stays like this. So I decided to go to my pastures and plough them up, and give my livestock half a chance at eating some real grass. I think at the moment they're picking the grubs out of the ground and they're munching away on them. So I better get this, I better get this seed down as quick as I can. Yeah, this map's great for animals. The sheep are giving me wool. The chickens are spitting eggs out like big time. Eggs are just coming out of their bums like big time. They're just spitting them out. My cows are giving milk. They're giving heaps of manure. The map's going off. Like, the farm is going really good. The pigs are getting fat. They're already worth what I paid for them. usually by now you're still at about 20 bucks a head loss. So right now I'm breaking even on the pigs, minus their feed of course. So another 12 months, we're going to make big profit out of these guys. So yeah, this map is fantastic for animals. Absolutely fantastic for animals. They love it. We're in late winter. We got 16 degrees Celsius. Beautiful days. The texture on the map, the lighting is fantastic. I've cleared a little bit here to put my own placeables down, or sell points. It's a great map. It really is. It's fantastic. It's not without its flaws, but its flaws are minute compared to what it gives you. You've got waste stations in, you've got waste stations out. You can get all your tear weights. You can stop yourself from being overloaded. You got your timber supplies, your timber sales here. You got wood chip sales. You got water. You got whatever you want. I like to do everything using big bags and pallets. So there's me seeds. We're just bringing them back to the farm. This is my only sale point at the moment. I had to put the all-in-one down because the map doesn't really come with any sale points, but for this fella, which is over here, and it's a bit tricky to use, but nonetheless, it's still usable. That's your mechanic garage here. Your customisation shed and whatever you want to do, but I've got my own one to put up yet. So I'm going to make this map mine, same as I did with my no man's land map. Here's your shop. That's just a building, you can't delete it, it's just there for decoration. There's another one over here, it's only here for decoration. Where is it? It's down this little lot here. Here we are at the end. This doesn't do anything. I think this was supposed to be the animal sales barn, but it either didn't get finished or they just decided to leave it like that. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. Okay, the map has a few things, like, you know, the edge of the map like this, for instance, could have been better. But the thing is, you don't come to the edge of the map. You work in the ground. You don't see the edge of the map, you know, until you're like right up on it. So the fields are amazing, and if you don't want to log, grab yourself the Pac-Man, yeah, and it'll just chew these trees up, chomp, 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 20 k's an hour. It'll chew all these trees up in no time. If anyone doesn't know what the Pac-Man is, everyone should know what the Pac-Man is by now. It makes trees disappear. Where have I parked mine? I got him up here. Let's just go up there. I'm going to put a sales point up here. So I've put him on the back of the drop deck, and I brought him up this road here, and I've parked the trailer out the front, out of the way, so I can start doing some clearing. And my trailer should be here. There it is. There's me drop deck there. There it is there, Lizard 600. You know, the TRX. Look at it. That thing is Pac-Man. It chews trees up like there's no tomorrow. It has an appetite for trees that you just cannot. You cannot. It just eats trees. It just chomp, chomp, chomp. It annihilates everything in its path. It is a monster. Get it. Get it. You don't want to do tree lopping? Get it. And you know why it's worth it? I'll show you why it's worth it. I'll show you exactly why it's worth getting that Pac-Man out. Because you can create farms as far as your imagination will let you. It will let you create fields as far as your mind and imagination will allow you to. And you look at the land through the trees once it's clear, and it is pristine. It is. Look at them. They're pastures. They are amazing. Amazing. Beautiful land. The sky's the limit as to how far you want to take this map. You know, it's called plantation. There's a lot of trees. You want to log? You can log. Log to your heart's content. You don't want to log? Pac-Man the bloody trees out. Look what you can do. An hour's worth of time is not much to spend on the reward you get. For all, you know, the reward you get for your effort is second to none. Amen to that. I'm really loving this map. No Man's Land is my favourite map. This is a very, very, very close second. It is. It is awesome. This map is awesome. Make the map your own, you know, that's what you do. You make it your own. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to lay down some grass for these guys. We're just going to go and fill up. We're going to get some lime. We're going to drop some lime in the front here. We've got to get some fertiliser so we can sow the grass and fertilise it at the same time. It's just 2 steps in one. We'll open him up and we'll open him up. We've got seeds in there already. Actually, I'm not going to use the telehandler. I'm going to put this guy back. I didn't get a big bag lifter for the telehandler, so I've just got the bale spike on the end. I'll have to get that attachment, but I'll get it a little bit later. So what we'll do is we'll use our front. Let me just line this up. Alrighty then. We'll use our oh, look at those spikes. I better drop them. And safety first, alright? There you go. No one gets hurt. Everyone goes home safe. We'll use our wheel loader and our big bag lifter on the end of it. Our wheel loader's parked down here. There it is. Get our attachment on. And we'll chuck some lime in. And we'll get some fertiliser into the seeder, the little seeder. Just get this lined up. Are we going to get him? Yeah, we got him. That wasn't as smooth as I'd like it to have been. Nonetheless, we got done what we had to. It's a great map. I'm really enjoying the build on here. There's a lot of money to be made on this map. The first couple of days you do this map, first couple of game days, put the effort in, it's worth it. You kick back then and just chill. I'm not going to go through there actually, that would have been a mistake. I wouldn't drive through that in real life. I'm not going to do it in game either. So, and we're going to get some proper grass down for these guys. They're going to be pretty happy about it all, hopefully. Eggs are spitting out. The last few maps I've done, eggs have been few and far between. This map is good for animals. It's working really well for the animals. So no complaints there. These are 4,000 litre bags. Got a bit of weight to them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So we want to drop this in the front. And we'll do that. Come on. There we go. At least it didn't glitch out. Stoked about that. Sometimes they glitch out. They won't take the product. It gets rather annoying. So, we'll just pop him on the ground. We'll switch him off. Just take the weight off a bit. There we go. And now we just got to get a little bit of. We just got to get a little bit of. No. We're not doing that. We're not using workers. All right. We know what workers are like in this game. We don't use workers in this game. We're nice and full on lime, so that's good. It's 6 metres. So we ploughed with a 6 metre. We should be able to get away with seeding with this 6 metre here. It's a nice looking machine. It's an older one. It's not as fully detailed as the mods we get late, but it just seems that the mods we're getting of late that are extremely detailed, well, they're causing game crashes simply because the console can't handle it. All right. We all remember the days of putting up many spotlights and many windmills. Your frames per second are your first point of call of things going wrong, and then you start ending up with game crashes and stuff. It's really not cool, you know. PC mods belong on PC, and console mods belong on the console. It's just that simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Mods that are made for console, they're not broke. They don't need fixing. There's nothing wrong with them. Alright? There's nothing wrong with them at all. Nothing wrong with them. PC mods belong on PC. Why is this bottoming out? Alright, I didn't drop that down, but unfortunately it decided it wanted to drop down, so can't do anything about it. It is what it is. There we go, we've got a little bit just here. Should be good. We'll have some proper grass to these guys. The other way, stupids. Alright, trying to look after you. Move. Move. Okay. I like to play in first person. At the moment I'm not. Sue me. I just want to get grass down as soon as I possibly can. So we're down to 23% on the lime. In real life I wouldn't run over a field that had lime on it. I probably shouldn't have done it then. But I did. Get this guy done. Lime doesn't believe it shouldn't really be mixed in with the sheep food and water, but it is FS19. It's really not going to make much difference. Down to 5%, 2, 1, and refill. We're going refilling now. Open the cover up, let it dust off a bit. And then we'll come through and seed it, and we'll have proper grass. So, got the hammer down. It's 9:15 in the morning. Tomorrow's the first day of spring, finally. We get to put some crop in the ground. So we're coming into busy times on the farm here, and this map is cool. I've said it 100 times and I'll continue to say it. I really like it. I really like it. It's cool. I have an imagination and I like to use it, and I'm somewhat creative. No Man's Land allowed me, the first map that I ever played, that allowed me full creativity, and it is my #1 map. That is the map that I love more than any other map, No Man's Land. It is my favourite. It is my favourite map. And this one here is a very close second. It is pretty much the same kind of thing but different. Same but different. So you wouldn't call No Man's Land a logger's map. And although this has more trees on it than No Man's Land, and it's called Plantation, it doesn't mean it's only a logger's map. Look what I've created on this map. It's not just logging. Oh, it's chicken food. How did that get in there? Oh, don't tell me I've mixed them up. Oh dear. I have mixed them up. Now I'm going to have to sort all this out. We'll just plop it over here. I got chicken food mixed in. I like the bags the way that they were before the update. That's lime. I've got chicken food mixed in here, probably up the back. You know what, the way the bags were before, they had a little symbol on them, and yeah, they were yellow and a little cartoonish. They look a little bit more realistic now, but the textures are all the same. Every bag looks the same. Lime, chicken, fertiliser, seeds. My fault, no one else's. My fault, I should have read. Assumptions get you nowhere. As you've seen, you can't throw chicken feed down to lime a field. It doesn't work. It's just not meant to be that way. Cover back on, we'll head down there. We'll leave this guy up here. We've got to get some fertiliser in that. We're going to have to buy it, and we're going to have to cheat fill it. Uh-oh. I should not have left that 6 metre plough there, unopened and everything. Oh, that's when the game crashed, that's right. I downloaded, I'm not going to bring it up again, downloaded a mod that crashed the game, an incredible mod. Okay, we're going to get proper grass down here, and the sheep will actually be able to eat grass instead of painted grass that doesn't grow. So we're up and away. Oh, that's right, it's going to waste my lime. We've got this one, he's all ready to be seeded. I was quite surprised, really, that I was able to plough these pastures. I really didn't think that the game would let me do it. Even this cattle one here, I was able to plough the pasture ground. It was amazing, awesome. I deliberately didn't plough in the middle, but it let me do it. No collisions, no nothing. It's really cool. Stoked about it. We'll get half this way, and we'll flick around and get half back the other way. At least we got real grass growing. Yeah, this painted grass here, doesn't grow. Doesn't grow. It's mowed grass and it stays mowed grass forever. It just, seasons or not, just doesn't grow. So I think we'll go and fill up the lime once for the last time, and we'll get our last little bit over the other side of the farm. So this should be the last top up. Alrighty. Something else I've got to do, we've got lime and chicken feed mixed in here together. Not good. I cracked the shitties the other day when I brought it back from the store, because the game was playing up because of the dodgy mods that I had downloaded. So my fault, really. Shouldn't have downloaded them, and Giants should never have let those mods through into the game, but it is what it is, whatever. I've actually emptied that bag out, so I'll grab another one. You want to grab one bag, sort of stay back a bit from the bag. Gotta get a little bit closer. You get too close and it'll grab two bags. So there we go. I just got the one. I was up a little bit high, really. There you go. You got this fella. These weigh 4 tonne each, believe it or not. 4,000 litres. 1,000 litres is equal to a tonne. Yeah. Let's come back a bit. Didn't really line that up too well. Took a little bit, but pretty good. That's our line done just for now. I'll just pop him back in the shed. Yeah, it says we got. The weather says we got snow coming, but it's 16 degrees Celsius. I really don't think that's snowing kind of temperatures. So I'm in Australia. I'm in Western Australia. We got a really hot, warm. I won't say hot. I'll say warm. Most people say hot. Most people can't handle the heat in this state. I love it. It's what you're born and bred into. I don't like the cold weather, and 16 degrees is kind of lukewarm. Yeah, so I don't know why it's telling me that that snow is on the way, because last day of winter and it's not cold at all. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, first day of spring. Get our very first field sown. I'm going to put wheat in that. It's a good one for a lot of straw. And the amount of straw that I'll get off that field will be enough to do us for 2 seasons. So we can rotate that field, and probably put maybe like run some corn on it the next season after this one. I'm just thinking about what I have to do at the moment. Turn the TV down first thing. Got a bit loud there. Alright, we're ready to seed, so just drop this fella off. Take the little plough with us as well. Definitely the Fendt 1050 is overkill for this job, but the seat's already warm, so no point swapping tractors at the moment. We'll just keep using this one for now. Actually, while I'm here, we may as well take this girl out for a spin. She's been good to me, this tractor, the old Valmet 138 4x4. The two-wheel drive has a small steer at the front, but it was getting bogged in, so I had to take it down to the workshop and customise it and swap it over to a 4x4. It sounds good, it looks good. You put your light on and it turns bright yellow. That's the only thing I can fault with this mod. It's orange, and you put your light on and it's bright yellow. Orange, bright yellow. Orange, bright yellow. Yeah, doesn't matter what angle you're on, front or back, it has a colour change. So it's a bloody good tractor. I love it. It's old school, mate. This is what my granddad used to run stuff like this, you know. Now, accelerator moves. No, you don't have too much more movement. But she's a cool little tractor. We got orange lights, yellowy orange. They turn yellow when you put the light on, and they're orange when you turn the light off. So, but I like that, that's cool. It's a little bit of variation. Oh yeah, seat, watch the seat. When you brake hard, the suspension actually, and when you accelerate fast, it lifts you up in the seat. It's pretty cool. It's a cool little tractor. I really like it. I'm glad I got it. It doesn't do all the heavy work, of course, and it may not do this. But then again, it may. Actually, I've got to unfold it in a minute. I'm going to have to buy the expensive I have to buy the expensive stuff because I don't have any, being winter, I haven't got myself fertiliser as yet, so I have to buy it from this fella. Okay, I've got fertilisation active on and it's not seeming to work. So generally I don't use this, but I did buy it basically because the first season we had was a shocker. We made a few bucks from doing forestry, but not really enough. I bought the animals too early, and as you know, animals are very expensive to upkeep, especially for the first season when you don't get anything out of them. Chickens will give you eggs, but that's about it. You've got to wait 12 months before they give you anything. Can we please get some... Alright, you know what? Fuck the fertiliser. You know, just fuck it. Alright? We're not putting any fertiliser down. We're putting none. Alright? We'll just bring the big fertiliser fucking machine out. Switch him on, drop him down. Wonder if it fast farms. I don't think it will. Oh, we're up and away. Is it fast farming? It's fucking fast farming. Fucking, I'm not going to fast farm. Just lift it up. We'll just go normal. Righto, off we go. Beautiful. Alright. Fast farming's cool, but I don't want to fast farm. So we've got grass going down. You little bloody ripper. We got the good uns. We're going to have real grass. Pretty happy about that. Everything works best in straight lines. Try not to run over the seed. Can't really help it though at present. I'm just going to drop the speed here. It's going too unrealistic. That's much better. Much more real. Quite a big machine for a little tractor. So we're just going to lift him up there. Turn around before we run our seed back over. I'll line him up and we'll come back this way. Bring him over a little bit more than that. So that's a single run with the 6 metre lizard plough. Well, the subsoiler it is really. Look, this game is really playing fuckery with me right now. Fair dinkum. Fair dinkum. Righto, off we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, for the most part we're going to have seed. And that's all I care about. So, very nice. Looking good. So I'll do that on its own over there. Up now. And we'll finish our row over this way. No horn on this. It has 3-stage light. Front, rear and high beam with front and rear on. There we go. Real grass. Cows are going to be loving it. We've got a slight slant going on at the moment. I'm not sure why. Field's a little uneven, I guess. Yeah, we didn't cultivate either. But we don't need to, it's a direct drill. Pick him up. And I'll just do a cross seed just on this edge here. We're here anyway. May as well get all the seed down. There we go, off we go this way. Turn the lights off, don't need that. I just wanted to show the lights off. Good little tractor, I like it. It's yeah. A lot different, the old school tractors, as to what we got now, what we're running around with, the big 1050 Fent and you know, all the new John Deere and Case equipment and New Holland and all the big boys, mate, with all their new plastic, basically plastic tractors. This thing's beautiful. Look at it, you know, like when I think of a tractor, that's what I think of. I think of that sort of thing, you know, no canopy, you know, no cabin, no fancy gadgets and computers. Just get out there, you've got your stick shifts, and that's it. You drive the bastard, you know. The computer doesn't drive it, you drive it, you know. It's like, this is farming. This is farming. You know, not saying that all the new gear isn't farming either. It's just a different. It's just a more technological farming. When I think of tractors, what I'm trying to say is that this is the sort of shape of tractor that I think of when I hear the word tractor. Not like the Fent 1050 over there. That's basically a truck in comparison, you know. Anyway, I know what I mean. We're getting some grass down. These guys will be happy. We should see the sprout overnight, really. Come midnight, that's our first day of spring. I'm just going to get this turf down. The animals have been given their water this morning, and we just got to do a quick feed top up. The cows and the bulls and the Ashires, they all need a little bit of TMR, not much, just a little bit. So one, maybe perhaps 2 trailer loads. Chickens need a little bit of wheat, not much, so not even a trailer load to them. The pigs are fine with their food, but I'll take them 4,000 litres over from one of the big bags. And I'm not even going to load the other trailer up. Once I do the feed, I'm going to fast forward time until tomorrow, first day of spring, and that's when the real farming starts. Winter's just to, you know, do things that you wouldn't normally do, or you find things to do in winter to keep yourself busy. I was lucky enough that the ground wasn't frozen over and I could actually get our first paddock sown, not sown, ploughed and cultivated anyway, definitely not sown. Tomorrow we'll sow for the first day of spring. So yeah, we're doing real good, loving this. Absolutely loving it. The tractor seems to have some sort of tilt on it. I'm not too sure why in first person, but it's a little bit, how's it going? A little bit busy on the eyes, but it is what it is. It's a great mod nonetheless. It looks fantastic. Yeah, it looks really good. Like the motor, got the fan belt spinning around. I mean, it's one of those mods that aren't overly done. It's not perfectly, you know, like detailed to the minute you know, so it's not using a whole lot of, you know, power, memory power and that to. It's just perfect. It's just right. Just right. You know, not overdone, not underdone. It's just right. And I appreciate sort of mods like this. They're really, really cool. You know, to me, and that's my taste. You know, I love the new tractors too, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have bought them otherwise. I wouldn't have done all that logging to make all that money to spend it on stuff I didn't want. I love the old trucks as well. I only need one truck on the farm, really. And that Lizard there, I cannot fault that truck at all. It's absolutely perfect. It looks great, sounds great, drives great, handles great. I can't fault it. It really is. The Roadrunner Plus is, there is no truck that matches it. I just have to stop here for a second, apologies. I found that 82 Studios mods, I love his mods, they look fantastic. But I've got issues with them, and to me they crashed my game. Now David's a great bloke, he spends a lot of time, he's enthusiastic, he gets all the details right, his mods look unbelievably great. He fits a lot in and keeps the slot counts low for console. But his mods, they're meant for PC really. He makes them for PC and console. I don't want to knock David at all. He's a fantastic bloke. But his mods crash my game too when I can't use them. Like I said, I'm an Aussie, and we got the Kenworth cab over Aerodynes, and he made one, and boy oh boy, I loved it to death, but it kept crashing the game, and I kept deleting every other mod except for that. I wouldn't get rid of the TLX. I loved it so much, I wanted to keep it, and I thought I'll just leave it on the map and not drive it and it won't crash. But it still crashed my game, so I had to get rid of it. And that sucks. It sucks. Because that gave me the realism of having my Western Australia GO1 and being able to have trucks of my country running around my farm, and it really made my farming experience grow a hell of a lot. But the mod just crashed my game, and you can't have mods that do that, you know. I'm not knocking David at all. I'm not bagging him out. Boy oh boy, he's dedicated to making mods, and fantastic mods that they sound great, they look great, their details are incredible. Like, he's a fantastic modder, and he's grown so fast in a short amount of time, you know. He's learned, he's like a sponge for information, he's like a sponge, he loves it, it's not a job to him, he really enjoys it. It's when you love something that you do, it's not a job, and he has found that in this game, in making mods and that. He has DJ Gohan, he's got his back big time. He's made some really good friends through this, you know, so I'm not knocking him at all. Fantastic human being, it's not an attack on him as a person or anything else. His mods are just crashing my game, and I couldn't use them, and like I'm trying to stress the point, I'm extremely disappointed that I couldn't keep them, because they made my farm builds seem Australian, you know. I could make them look like Australia. I could, you know, having the machinery that I used look Australian, and you know, I was so addicted to it. And like I said, I was deleting all other sort of mods that I thought were having conflicts with the TLX, just so I wouldn't get rid of the TLX. But I had no choice in the end, and now I just can't use any of his mods. And to be honest, not that my opinion matters anything, not that I'm an expert in any way, shape or form, and I don't pretend to be. I'm just myself. So I have an honest opinion. I don't hold back what I have to say and what I think. It's half the problem with the world today, is that people shut their mouth and they don't really speak the truth. They just speak and copy and parrot what everyone else says and whatever's fashionable at the time. I'm not like that. I speak the truth at all times, regardless of the consequences or whatever. I don't care who likes me, I don't care who hates me. I couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give a shit. You and your life doesn't affect my life in any way, shape or form. I don't know you, I'll never know you. Okay, so I'll always be honest, I'll always be straight up. It's how I am, and I won't change, and there's no need for me to change. So, yeah, David, no offence, mate, but I reckon my opinion to you would be continue to make your mods, but do them for PC, mate, where you won't have boundaries and ropes holding you back, tying you down, because you've got the potential there, mate, to be one hell of a good modder. Making mods for console to suit PC is only holding you back, mate. I don't want console players to lose you either. Maybe they're not having the problems I am, but your enthusiasm, your thirst for knowledge about modding, you learn so quick, and you put it into practice, and you never stop. You're a workaholic on these mods, and boy oh boy, you're very talented, mate. And these are only early days for you. And mate, PC, make mods for PC where you have no restrictions and giants can't dictate to you what you can and cannot release. Go for it, mate. Don't let anything or anyone hold you back. That's my opinion. That's my advice. Take it, don't take it. I've let you know anyway, so. Oh, we missed the pallet? Yeah, we missed the pallet and we suited it all. Bloody awesome. Fantastic. Finally got some grass down, which makes me pretty happy. Well, we got the seed in, it's got to germinate yet. Speaking of such, drought resistant flow. Well, it's not hot, 16 degrees, and it's winter, and there's no frost. So by the time we get up in the morning, we should see the first signs of grass sprouting, instead of just painted on pretend grass. So I'll just finish seeding up here. I think we'll keep it at 10. 10 a bit quick. I think 10's a bit quick. I think 7 looks more realistic. That's where we're going to keep it anyway. Yeah, Dolly the sheep. That's Dolly there. She was made in a test tube. First test tube sheep, yeah, Dolly the sheep. Anyone a bit older generation remember? I'm sure most people do. It was a bit of a shock to everyone that scientists were fucking around with that sort of stuff. Crossbreeding animals and stuff, yeah. Just worried about what they've got floating around in their labs today, knowing that they use that technology and play God all the time. A bit of a worry for humanity, really. I suppose that's technology, and we humans are inquisitive creatures. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's right. Well, straight under the tractor. It's very intelligent. Oh boy, we shaved that close. They're busy worried about Dolly the sheep there, about running her over and chopping her up. We've got mutton for dinner anyway. It's already half cooked. Yeah, it's a good mod, this. I like it. I want to see who actually... Oh, bugger, it doesn't tell us who made it. It's the voucher, MW138. It's really cool. And this voucher, BH140, I love that one too. It's pretty cool. It's a little bit ordinary as in the detailing in it, but you play it in first person and it is bonza. That's why I keep it. I really like it. Sounds good, drives good, handles good, steers good. In third person it doesn't look as good as this tractor, but in first person it looks much better than this tractor. And this tractor looks pretty good in first person. what have we got? You know what? I'm just going to finish this row this way, and I'm going to scoot up there, and I'm just going to get that little bit of lime area. It's annoying me. Every time I turn that corner, I can see that white streak, and it's getting on my nerves. So we're just going to pick this up, righto, and we're just going to chuck a little bit of seed down here. We'll just put the hammer down, and put down the hammer, and just drop some seed, because this streak of pelican shit here needs seed in it, and it's really annoying looking at it. So job done, and just get the other side. I want to turn around, I don't want to cross seed. In reality, driving across a seeded field like that, you get your ass kicked by the boss. Right? Can't do that, terrible behaviour. But this is FS19, you can get away with it. So we're going to do that and get away with it. Love it. It's good mod, these Vanderstads, eh? They've always done a good job with them. Giants chose a good company when they first started the game, and yeah, Vanderstad equipment hasn't let them down. Many of us, these were our favourite equipment till the modders came along, and it really they were game changers. I don't really bag any modders out at all. They are amazing people. They all work hard. They all have extremely creative minds. Attention to detail is incredible, especially for a game. Like, you know, all modders, not only David and 82 Studios, like all modders, you know, they are good at what they do. They make this game. If not for modders, this game would not be around today. I would clearly say that it would run its course, and same machinery, same old, it would get old after a period of time. Modders keep this game fresh and alive. My only quirk, my only problem is mods that are made for PC that then be try and translated to console, they don't work. They crash games and they don't work. I have a real gripe about that and a grief about that Giants allow mods like that to come to console. You know, shouldn't do that. Don't script the PC and then try and alter the script to make it fit with console. It doesn't work. It crashes games. It ruins games. My No Man's Land, 9 seasons and 330 hours I spent on that map, and I had to delete the game and reinstall it 3 attempts. Those mods I talked about in my other videos, the ones that crashed the game, I don't blame the modders for that. I blame Giants for allowing mods like that to get through untested. They say they test everything, okay, then why are these mods crashing the game? You know, if Giants can't handle mod testing, then outsource it, you know, outsource it. It's the modders that are keeping this game going. So it'd be in Giants' best interest to look after modders and not cross scripts. Don't cross scripts. You know, if it was made for PC and written in code of PC, don't bring it to console. Don't do it. I'm starting to get on a gripe again. I'm not going to worry about it, because I now have mods. All the mods that I use, they're not game crashes. They're console mods, and they are not. They're not harming my game in any way, shape or form. So I've got nothing to whinge and bitch about. So I'm going to shut up now and get back to the farm. When you are running the field, you've got a lot of time on your hands to think. And you watch farmers who are out in the field all day, they talk to themselves a lot. a lot. They spend more time with themselves than what they do with anyone else. And it's no different in the game. If you know, like me, no one's talking back to me and I'm doing all the talking. So I just speak what's on my mind and try and give some sort of running commentary. And I'm a very opinionated person, and I believe everyone has the right to speak their mind, whether it's agreed or disagreed with by whomever and wherever and whatever. Everyone has the right to speak their mind. It's how they think, and who is anyone to say that they're right or wrong? You know, as long as it doesn't hurt or interfere with anyone else, you're free to say and do as you please. There's only one rule in life that I follow, and that is basically common law. Don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. It's simple. Don't touch what's mine, don't take what's mine, without asking at least, and I won't touch or take anything of yours. An eye for an eye. You know? An eye for an eye. You do something to somebody, you deserve to have that exact thing done to you. Exact same thing. Too many bleeding hearts around now that have sympathy and sorrow because someone had a bad upbringing that caused them to do something. Every human being has free will. Free will is what they choose to do in the time, whether it be through anger, hostility, frustration, whatever it is. You still, at the end of the day, chose to do whatever it is that you did. Whatever it is that you did, you chose that. You acted upon that, whether you thought about it or not, you still chose to do that. You live and die by your decision. No one else's fault. It's not mum and dad who were horrible to you. It's not Auntie Joyce who did things to you when you were little or whatever. Everyone's in control of their own life. Some of the most successful people in society, not successful as in money, but successful as in living a good life, a good honest life, a moralistic life, and ones who help other people are the ones who come from the most broken homes, the most horrific upbringings. Well, they chose to help people. And that's what I'm talking about when I say the term morals, you know. That they had it hard. They did it tough. And they see other people going down that road and they try and help them. You've got to praise people like that. Not bag them out. I think we're done here now. I'm pretty sure we can fold this away. I've got to make $1.9 million. Then I can put my BGA down and really start making money. I forgot about this one here. But the BGA is $1.9 million. That is a lot of moolah to come up with. That is a hell of a lot of money. So it's probably, we're not going to have a BGA this season. Probably after harvest next season we may have enough money. Oh dear. Look at me go, just driving around wasting fuel, costing service, and I forgot to put the seeder down. No, I put the seeder down. Why is it not seeding? We have 90% seed. What's going on here? What's happening? We got seed. I didn't have to cultivate. I didn't have to cultivate the other fields. Is this not a direct drill? Oh, what happened? Did I turn the machine off? I can hardly hear it actually. I have to turn my volume right down because I noticed it plays back really, really loud. So I've got the volume down really low, and I must have turned the bloody thing off. Not to worry. So this is it. We've got our seed down. We'll have proper grass here now, and these pastures will look somewhat realistic now instead of painted grass. Feeder up, I'll reline it here. There we go. Good little tractor, man. I'm really stoked about this tractor. I know I keep saying it, but I really am. It's a little doozy. A little doozy, mate. Like, pretty heavy implement this. If you pull on this along, it's doing a really, really good job. You see the independent suspension working? Well, kinda. But nonetheless, it has got suspension movement, and you can see it wiggle and jiggle. When we hit the seat, the power, and the seat bounces down, cranking along, and hit the brake hard, and down she goes. It's like, how cool is that? It's a bloody good little mod, you know? It's starting to get dirty too. We're going to have to give her a scrub. So we'll drop it down. We're almost done here. Got 9 metre width. I'm only using 3 metres of it. She's too busy talking to myself and justifying everything that I'm saying. I guess. Righto. Picking up. And this may be our last row. I dare say it is. Done a hell of a lot of cross seeding here. Not really the way you want to do it, but the space is so limited. I've tried to keep it as real as possible. Bloody beautiful. Alright, that's that done. We'll go and plop this up the back shed there. Actually, we've got our TMR over there. Up here is where we've got our bales. That'll all be grass. I can't wait till that grows. It's going to look bloody fantastic. This map's really impressive. I really like it. It's so much more than what I thought it was going to be. That's our bale equipment. So the 1050 there has to come out. The one with the lime header on it. We've got to get that out of there. I haven't done any baling yet because it's been raining up until today. It's been bucketing down with rain. We haven't got any silage in our clamps yet. We've got to do some grass paddocks before we can use these, but this is all my clamp area here. All my bunkers, silage bunkers, clamps, whatever you want to call them. 2 mediums and 3 large. So we've got a turn around here, so when I bring the grass in, I can use either tippers, scrapers, or I can just use the belly tanks. Run the triple road train through, not through this one, obviously. Won't get a triple to turn around in here, but we can on the medium. So we can fill the medium up fairly good as long as we get enough grass. I can't afford to get a mower yet. We've still got the bank loan. We're getting $8,500 interest every single night. Every single night. That's how much we're paying in interest, $8,500. I think we'll just put him away here. Everything has its place and every place has its thing. Keep your farm tidy and everything in its place where it belongs. You never have to go looking for anything. Therefore your time management is right up to scratch. I always disconnect my equipment. Some of these equipment in the game have a tendency to move around and sneak and whatnot. So here's this girl here. Look at her in first person. What a bonza. She's a bloody beauty. A good looking tractor. First person's a little bit, see how it's a little bit square, a little bit, like it's still pretty good. Just a little bit of detail. I mean, the detail's pretty good, but it's quite basic. I like how we got all our hoses connected and all that. I'm not bagging out the modder, but, well, obviously not, because I like the mod and I've got it, and it's really cool. And you can see the shifter there, change gears, we go into reverse, we go back into forward. Like, it's really cool, man. It's great. So it doesn't cause any lag, it doesn't cause any FPS problems. Oh, our seats, the truck, oh dear. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, you're hassling me. Get out of the way here. I think we'll take him over the other side. This park's down here near the cow shed, but tomorrow we're going to have to go up and grab the low loader, do a little bit of clearing with the Lizard 600, the Pac-Man, and then we've got to bring him back down here with us. So I always put this under cover so the weather doesn't ruin the ruin the paint job. Here in Western Australia, you leave your car out in the sun just for one summer and it has no wax, has no polish left on it, and your paint's already faded right up to the point of it looked like it needs a respray. It gets damn hot here. So we got our bit of grass here. We're going to go and feed the animals now, give them a little bit of grub, and then we're going to fast forward until the morning, and hopefully actually they I'll just actually, yeah, you know what, I'm going to fast forward it. We'll have to do a little bit of a bigger feed in the morning. Excuse me, but that's fine. Now we'll just, why do a feed now and a feed again in the morning? Just do a bulk one in one go. So yeah, this should show signs of seed grass growth. I'll wait to stage 2 of the grass, and then we'll put down some fertiliser, which will give me time to get to the shop and get a few big bags of fertiliser. I want to get this out of here. It don't belong here. This is the little equipment. Doesn't belong on the 1050. This actually goes with the John Deere 9250 plough and the Case IH Tiger 18.2 metre cultivator on the back. That's its combination, so it's only temporarily going to sit down here, just for now anyhow. And we will drop this down, put that on the ground, and we'll also drop that down, and we'll just leave as is. And we'll take the voucher, we'll bring the voucher home. Actually, we'll leave it there. We know we can kick it off from there. So let's go and get some sleep. Has this got a sleep trigger this side? No, I didn't think so. Only at the front door. We'll go in here. I'm not tired. Well, we'll see about that, stupid. I'll go and pop the kettle on. We'll fast forward time a little bit. Just before I do, just a quick overview of our field. There it is there. It's ready to go. Just needs lime. When I fast forward, we're going to be putting straw in this one. And then I'm going to actually Pac-Man this field here. We're going to get some grass going. We're going to get grass probably 3/4 the size of this. We'll probably have it from about here up. We don't want it too big. It takes a long time to collect grass. A long time. Milling machine is quicker than anything else, but it still takes a long time. It's a lot of work. But we need grass, we need hay. So when I say a grass field, it's for grass. Then I'll be doing another field of grass, which will be just for hay. So every time I cut that one, it'll be turned over and left to dry for hay. So we will have an equal amount of grass and hay instead of splitting the field like this halfway up and collecting one side of it and then turning the other side over. You're only getting half and half. You're getting half grass and half hay. So why not have one grass field and one field of grass, which you do for hay, if that makes sense without being too complicated. There's my my basic setup for my. I got a seeder that's not a direct drill, so that's why I run this combination. There's 9 metre plough John Deere and 12.2, not 18. Sorry, 12 metre plough and 18.2 metre. That's the Case IH Tiger. I've got the 3-row, not the 4-row on it. The 3-row comes with this rock crusher on the back as well. So by the time it gets through here, any rocks and debris in that, it then gets crushed, smashed up through here, then comes to the siphon grate, and then it just, by the time it gets to these back ones, any rocks and rubble, they've basically turned to dust. Minerals back into the soil. So it's a really good setup. In real life, it's actually good equipment. Very, very, very expensive. So, but generally, farmers who have good cultivators and ploughs, they generally have really pristine soil, regardless of where they farm. So, farming's more than just laying seed and harvesting and whatever. It's 99% soil care and looking after your land. This could be the desert, and the soil could be looked after this well, depending on the mineral and how long you've farmed it and what you farm on it and how you rotate crops. So certain crops will take certain minerals out, and so the next crop you put on that field, you put crops that don't take the same mineral, take a different mineral and replenish the mineral that the previous crop took out. So like soybean will take one mineral, and like let's say canola will drop the same mineral that the soybean took prior to it, but it will take a different mineral. So then you put down corn, which will replace the minerals that the canola took that replaced what soybean took. You know what I mean? So crop rotation's everything, and field care is farmers' number one importance over seeding, over planting, over everything. Yeah, so yeah, good cultivators and a good plough is an absolute must and necessity to a good crop. And it all starts with this and what you do to the field. Lime helps, fertilisers help, but these things are the ones that turn the earth, crush the earth, and bring all the minerals out and mix it around. So it's a good little setup, basically, is what I'm trying to say, and it does its job. Sometime over the next few days, I'm going to relocate these sheds. I want to get them out of here. They should never have been put here, but I had nowhere else to put them. And you know, that sales point's only temporarily there too. And there's nothing wrong with me keeping them here, but you know, so that's not direct drill. So, and this is the other combination I use. This is what my 1050, the Fendt 1050 is for. It's for this John Deere 2410 and for the Great Plains YP. This one here, it's not the 18.2 metre, but this one has fertilisation active on it. So this one is a direct drill seeder, doesn't need cultivation. So that's why I plough a new field and I seed it at exactly the same time, and it gets its first dose of fertilisation. So it saved me a trip going over the field, and in doing so it saved compacting the field at 2 separate times. It gets done in once, so you're only packing the field down one time, which is really good for the soil and compaction. Tomorrow we've got to get the rest of this. What did I buy? Seeds. Yeah. we've got to get these seeds loaded up. We've got to finish that. We also need to get, once I load these up, I won't double stack these like I did the last one. It was a real heavy load. We went out at 68 tonne. We went out, these were stacked too high. So we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We had 28 pallets, all weighing 4 tonne each. We come up on the scales at minus the tear weight of the tractor and trailer. We're carrying 58 or 56 tonne load. It was, I mean, yeah, no. Triaxle or not, these little tyres would not handle that. These little tyres and axles, we would have snapped them right off with that sort of weight on there. Not to mention, this is just a pin, just a pin hitch. It's not a linkage, so it's just the pin hitch that's hooked up. I don't even think that's rated for anything more than about 25, maybe 30 tonne tops, at best. So we got away with a bit of bullshit on that last load. So I reckon we'll just put them 2 across. So that's 8 tonne. We'll do them by about 8. And if we had to make a second trip, we'll say be it. It's only around the corner and down the road a bit. And then we'll come back and get our fertiliser, which is just as heavy. We got chicken feed, we got pig feed, and we got lime all at the farm. So that's all we need now. We don't do weeds. Anyone who plays with weeds on, I take my hat off to you. Weeds in this game, what a load of shit. You pre-weed, then you look after your acreage, whatever it is that you're doing, and the next day you get up and there's a few weeds, and that's fine. So you get your weed killer out and then you give it another spray, and by the end of the day you've got twice as many weeds that have sprouted out. How? Because the weed killer should have killed it all. And then you get up the next morning and half of your field's full of weeds, and you're like, weeds in this game, they don't, you put weed down at worst on terrible fields twice. You put it down pre-seed, when you do your first fertilisation, and then probably second stage of growth you'll do your final spray, and you don't spray it from there until harvest, unless you get a lot of rain, which then washes the herbicide away. Then you'll probably give it a flyover, just a light coat. Otherwise, come harvest time, it's embedded in the plant itself, in the leaves, and all those toxins go out in our food. So that's why farmers don't do it so late. By the time you harvest, it's pretty much gone. And then by the time it goes to store and gets added to ingredients, what you've got left is herbicide free, basically. A little bit of washing and whatever going on, but basically, in a nutshell, very simply, that's how it works. So weeds in this game, just unrealistic. Not in any way, shape or form is there any realism part of that at all. None. So I'm going to fast forward time here. May sound like I have a lot of negative things to say about the game, but I wouldn't play it if I didn't love it. And I do love the game, and I do pick on the game quite a bit because I love it and because I want it to be the best it can be. And this game has potential to be, wow, 10 times what it already is, how great it already is. It has the potential to be 10 times with a little bit of care. Just a little bit of care and a little bit more thought put into this game, and it would be a #1 seller forever, like for years and years to come. But some big companies seem to reach a goal that they set, and they're quite content with that limit, and they don't strive for any further excellence. Perhaps they leave it up to other people, i.e. modders, to improve on what they have built. Whereas the potential's only been 20% filled. I mean, this game could be, with today's technology, wow. Yeah, so FS19 I'm expecting extremely high expectations of the game if they've brought all the new technology in. And, well, I'm going to wait for the reviews before I say much more about it. So far it looks fairly good. The new seasons will be interesting to see actually how that's going to play out. Giants have decided to do the seasons themselves. I'm not positive or negative about that. I want to see the outcome of it. I don't think Giants have dropped the ball when it comes to the game, but I think they've become a little complacent and comfortable in what they've created, and they just don't want to extend on that boundary. They're leaving that to modders to do such a thing, and to me that's laziness. Very creative to make this game, to have implements like these tractors that hitch up, trucks that hitch up, trailers that you can drive, first person, third person, torches, chainsaws. Like, this game is absolutely amazing. It is mind-blowing. But it could be even better. It could be even more than what it is. If only it had a little bit more care, a little bit more care. I don't know how else to say it, really. And keep pushing the boundaries on the people that created. You know, keep pushing the boundaries. Drive them further to excel. With knowledge comes great things. And every time someone makes a great game, if they persist at it, more knowledge comes from what they didn't know before, and even greater things come. It's a mind-blowing game. I remember the first time I played it. My God. I was like, how have I never heard of this game? How is this game not worldwide #1? Like, I couldn't believe that a game like this existed. And I suppose we've taken it for granted, all of us as players, that we do have a game such as this. And so picking on the game and its faults become easier because we've already got this. We already have it. And so now we're comparing what we already have to what we should have or could have, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, you'll never keep customers happy once they get a taste of something special like this that has never been done before. Or it has been done on PC before, but not quite like this. Not quite like this. This is simply amazing, an amazing game. But it could be even better with today's technology. So I hope Giants have gone all the way out with FS22, especially since PS5 and the new Xbox and the power limitations that we have now are completely different to these new consoles. It should be an amazing game. But we as players have high expectations, and just when you thought things couldn't get any better, we as players expect more, we want more, we always want more. We have a thirst for wanting more because we all have one thing in common, and that is the love of the game, and we all want it better. And when the makers of the game don't really seem to want to fulfill further in what they've already created, it can get a little disappointing. But we're all outsiders to Giants, and none of us have inside information to it, so we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors there. We can only assume, and assumptions don't really get anyone anywhere. So, but opinions matter. There's a difference between opinions and assumptions. Anyway, back to the game. Ever since my game kept crashing from the mods and I realised why, and I looked into why, I've had a bee in my bonnet, and I've not really I've not been quiet about letting everybody know how disappointed and pissed off I've been in relation to it. So, wow, these chickens took all of that? Are you kidding me? That was 5,000 litres. Oh my God. I knew the first day of spring was going to be a bonza. Look, our grass is up. Oh man, look at this. I missed, oh dear, that's all right. That's all right. We can either lace, you know what, I was going to paint over that. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to get the cedar back out. I'm just going to run a strip over that. Look, it's growing, fantastic. Oh, I'm going to check the calves. Do we have calves? Do we have calves? We don't have milk. We don't have milk yet. Oh, these are sailors. Here we go. Holsteins. Next animal in point 6. They're all mature. Calves coming in half a year. Well, that would mean no calves, so no milk this season, but next season it's going to go off. So we'll be surviving this season on wool and manure, basically, and eggs. Oh boy, these guys really need everything. Right, get a bit more wheat. 15,000 litres of wheat, that's ridiculous. There's no way that they'll take all that. I'm just going to do a quick pen clean. Just real quick. Oh my God, they got no feed because it's all sitting out here on the bloody ground. I'm talking pre-tanks there. Alrighty. How are these guys? Yeah, no feed either. Jesus. You've got to be kidding me. Huh? The hell is that growing? Oh dear. Oh no. That's wheat. We're going to have wheat here. Well, cows like wheat. Okay. Well, they're always in the wheat field. Okay, we're going to leave wheat there. That mistake may end up looking all right. It's supposed to be grass. After that wheat grows, I'll dig the wheat out and I'll put grass down there. But till the end of this season, we are going to keep that wheat growing. What a mistake that was. I wonder how that happened. Was it a glitch or did I mess up and hit the triangle button which changed the crop? I think I probably did in my rant back then. My whinge and my little bitch and my sulk. Anyway, look at all this TMR. I don't clean it up anymore because every clean-up instrument, including the broom, it has problems with it. So I don't bother cleaning it up. I don't bother doing it anymore. I used to run around with a telehandler, I'd run around with a front end loader, run around with a wheel loader, I'd go with a broom, I'd try a shovel, I tried all the little scripts and scrapers and everything else, and nothing works. Nothing works properly. Nothing works properly. It may do once, it may do twice, but eventually it just causes problems. So paint tool is the best feed cleaner that you'll find. Paint over it, done. No mucking around, no headaches. Job done. Surely these guys can't take much more. Not even 1,000 litres. That's a little bit believable. They sure did take a lot of wheat. They must have bred. UK chicken shed. Where are we? There. 500. They bred like. Holy crap. These buggers bred 130, what did we have in there before? 333. No. No. In 3 months, they spat out 120 chickens. Holy shit. There's no more room for wool, but we still got that shed. Does that shed not... That shed mustn't give wool. A minute then. If this shed doesn't give wool, then why is the pallet here? I thought for sure this pallet would give this. It's going to force our way in there. These will now spawn on the pallet, and that will take care of our problem temporarily while we get the feeding done. So now this pallet will stack up with them. The shearers have been busy, that's for sure. Holy smokes. That's the cell trigger. There's no trigger here. This must just be a bale or a storage. Okay, I had that wrong. I haven't used this mod before, so it's working fine. Nice job, girls. Bloody oath. Good on you. Dad's happy with you all. I'll even sit here on the chair and just admire this. Wow. Stoked. Okay. Wow. That's really cool. Yeah, we've got a full stack over there as well. How awesome. We may get that BGA a little sooner than next season. I didn't clean the cow pasture, the bulls. Oh yes I did. Yes I did. How's this grass looking? Okay, it's at the texture where you paint it on. So come tomorrow, there'll be grass there. Come tomorrow, there will be grass there. Maybe go back into our silo here. And we're going to lift that axle up because we're not carrying any weight, so no point running that tread on the ground for no reason. That third axle there, when you turn left or right, it's because that is the most furthest forward point on the axle. It doesn't turn left and right, so you're dragging those two tyres. It's there just to steady the weight. And you chew those tyres out faster than what you do any other tyre. How much pig food we got? We were going to use the big bags, I think we won't. I think we'll just use up what's in the silo. We should get a full load out of here. Pigs probably won't eat all this much. That's more than enough, 26,000 litres. I highly doubt they're going to take all this. They'll probably take about 5,000 or 6,000 litres. May as well go down there with a bit more than have to make another run out here. Just for 1,000 litres or something. Yeah, Vouchers, this is a good little tractor too. So I was going to sell it and upgrade it to one of the bigger ones, but I want to keep a hold of me original tractors that I started this map with. They got me to where I am today. Wow, they did take a bit more than what I realised. Good job, girls. Fatten up for Dad. Be able to sell you out at market. Make a good dollar out of you. Don't get friendly with your animals, because then they become pets. It's extremely hard to sell. Excuse me. I've had a cough for days. Not good. Look at that. She's got suspension and everything. It's an awesome tractor. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like I said, the outside detailing is a little bit short, but it makes up for it in every other way. I have got fertiliser. I didn't remember getting fertiliser. How the hell? We're down to 81,000 grass. Oh shit. grass left. We certainly don't have enough to do any baling, so silage bales are... yeah, where are we going to start? I think we'll start at the sheep, I reckon. Because, actually, I've got some straw hay and grass down in the silo down this end, so yeah, we should be okay. Made sure I put some away. Whether there was enough or not, I'll come back for you girls. Don't worry, we're gonna get the pasture out here done first. And that grass is growing really good, nice and long. I think we're going to have a good season this season. And that, they've only got scraps left, poor buggers. Come and get it, girls. Here's your dinner, your breakfast. Come and get it. Munch away. Holy smokes, look how much they're eating. Oh God. They're going to take it all. They're not. Old trailer load? Are you kidding? 5% short? What the hell? Better not run over our new turf. Probably rip it up. It's pretty heavy tractor, this one. Pretty heavy tractor and trailer. The combination, a fair bit of weight in it. Straw barn. That's only got straw in it. Yes, only straw. A couple of thousand litres in there. It's mainly these ones, these silos down the back here. They're for when my main silo runs out. I know that these are my reserve, and they are needed. You got to keep reserve silos. You got to put some away for a rainy day, so to speak, because you never know when you're going to need it. Especially running a farm as big as this with all these animals. So that's empty now. That's the reserve gone. We are going to have to do a top up. And I'll check the price of wool at the moment. Just feed these guys. Have a look at the price of wool. Sitting at, yeah, we're a bit below. Our best sell point is tomorrow. 26.12. Well, that's $600 per 1,000 litres. It's we'll sell tomorrow. They took all of that too. I wonder if I'm going to have enough grass for the cattle. At present, I'll probably stop giving the cattle straw. We're going to have to hold on to our straw. We've only got 29,000 litres left. Oh my God. Straw, I'm not going to give straw to the cattle now. They've not bred. They're not going to breed for 0.6 of a year. So that'll be in 3 or 4 game days before they breed. We're going to have to buy bloody grass. This is expensive buying everything out of here. Money's not going down. Why is my money not going down? Why is my money not going down? Why am I getting this for free? I just got that grass for free. I'm not complaining. I got it for free. U-bolt through the bush here. I just got that grass for free. A little ripper. Little bloody ripper. See the price of eggs. I'll go past it. I think I'll past it. There we go. Oh, okay, well, today's the best price we're going to get with our eggs. Maybe we'll do an egg run. I don't really want to No, these guys are full. I'm not having any more, even if it says to. Yeah, I don't want to hold on to the eggs. I want to get rid of them straight away. Eggs go off. They only have a limited time before they turn bad. Here, girls, come and get it. Boy, oh boy, he's eating like crazy. Water, straw. You're not having straw. Water, TMR. Everyone needs water. So we do a TMR run. Cattle pasture, silage. I need more grass. Okay, not too bad. Couple of loads and we'll all be done. Well, it's going to turn into a pretty bloody busy day today. We're going to have a lot to do. And all of our silos are empty, which means buying grass. I got it for free before. I wonder if it's going to give it to me for free again. I don't have to pay for grass. I don't have to pay for grass. Grass is free. Grass is free on this map. Grass is free on this map. Right? It's taking a load off my mind. So much grass on this map, they can't give it away. And I am not going to be one to complain. We'll get to you in a minute, fellas. Just chill out. Alright? That'll be over there soon. I've got to give these guys a little bit. I'll probably take this whole damn trailer load. Look out, Dolly. I'm just going to run over you. You know what? You want to walk towards me? You're not a very intelligent animal. It's a big fuck off machine coming at you, like Cleopatra, and you just go head on straight towards it. It's not very smart. We got wool all over the place. Oh, you little bonza, look at this shit. You betcha. Tomorrow we'll sell the wool. Which means I'm probably going to have to get a couple more wool trailers. I've only got 2, I think. I might have 2 sets of road trains. Can't remember what I bought. On the other maps that I play that are a bit more open, I run 2 sets of triples. If anyone's seen my No Man's Land build, I had 4 sets of triples on that map. 3 trailers, 4 sets of 3 trailers, and every season I would fill them up 2 or 3 times. That's how much wool I was getting. Those guys were just, wow, they were healthy as hell. These guys don't need any grass. So we'll go over to the boys. You're going to take all of this. I might just quickly drop into this silo just here to the left. I think I've got some grass in this one. I don't like using that mod to buy stuff. Especially it's free. I mean, it should be charging me for it. Yeah, grass is empty. Luckily for me, I do have it, so I can still keep the animals fed. But in reality, I don't know anyone that would give away a couple of 100,000 litres of grass on a consistent basis, especially. So there's the part of me that doesn't play realism, but generally I do try and play relatively realistic. So I'm not like Daggerwin. He's a very realistic player, awesome player, very cool, very good bloke, bloody awesome player, entertaining. His stories are quite funny, they make me laugh. He's a bit of a character. These guys are going to eat all of this. 9% left. Alright. Why don't you just stop in the way there, stupid? Well done. Tell your mum I said g'day. Alright, we'll drop this off in our silo if no one else needs it. Everyone has got that. Now we just need the ash eyes, they need silage. We've got some silage here. We'll get some silage first, take that over to them, 83,000 litres. We'll take a trailer load down to them, they're the brown girls. Just down there. And we'll take a full load down to them. They're the ones who needed the silage. Or was it the bulls? I think the bulls needed it. The pigs can have straw. We'll keep getting manure from them. We'll get digestate from, or we'll get slurry from cattle pasture. We'll get our slurry from the dairy. I don't want to give them straw till we have calves. So yeah, just be a TMR run after this. The bulls need the silage, so we'll give that to them. And then we'll probably do 3 trailer loads of TMR if I've got enough. I believe I do. We'll put quite a bit away. It's these guys here, they need silage. Yeah, keep your pants on, fellas. Oh, please. Right, you want to do that? I'm just not going to be realistic. I was going to let you walk by, but you were programmed to stop in front of anything that came at you. Alright. I don't know how much of this they'll take. Oh, spooky looking at me, eh? Maybe looking at me, cow. Corner of your eye and shit. I just won't look at you. Yeah, you better keep walking. Don't make me get out of this cab. I'll fucking run like hell. Watch the suspension here. Look at that, nice. And it's got a little bounce to it too. It's friggin' awesome. We've got 31,000. We'll just take 10. We'll just take 10 over there. If they take all this, I don't care. They're not having any more. There's still 2 more days of big feed before they hit summer. When the warm weather comes in, they eat a little bit less, but spring, cool mornings with warm afternoons, not hot but warm. They'll eat a good feed in the morning, not as much in the afternoon. But when the hot weather comes, they'll basically just eat in the morning, and the afternoon they're too hot to eat. So a couple of them might have a little bit to eat, but generally the hot weather, because what happens with cows when they eat, they got 2 stomachs. They regurgitate and then they chew again, and then goes into the second stomach. But that causes body heat. Their body's working hard to break down the second stomach, so that causes their body temperature to rise, and on hot days that's why they don't eat so much in the afternoon when it's hot, because their core body temperature is already really hot. So they'll eat a pretty decent feed in the morning, and usually the late afternoon feed is where it's a bit more chilled on the amount that they eat. I'm not sure if the game resembles that or not, but I believe it does. We'll find out when we do our afternoon feed. Yesterday I just wanted to skip time forward. I wanted to get away from winter as quick as I could. So yeah, what I am going to do, what I should have done, I will save the game first. I'm going to move it out to 6-day seasons. There's a lot of fields I have to prep and do. If I don't get them done, I won't get them done in 3 game days. It's impossible. You just can't do it. So we're going to save the game. If it lets me save the game. I'm going to pop the kettle on and save the game again. And then I'm going to exit out, come back in and just do 1/3 save, just to make sure that it does save. I play with auto save off because it crashes your game. It did it way back when the game was released. Not because of any mods or anything like that, but just because autosave would crash the game. So I always play with autosave off, but I always do a couple of saves just in case. So now we've done that, we'll go across to our settings and we'll go to 6 days. Now we'll do a save. And we will notch our difficulty to normal. There we go, there's the wheat. I can't believe that. It's a mistake that will end up looking alright. And there's our field. A little bit out of square there just for one row, but pretty good. And we missed a tiny bit on the corner, but all in all, not bad. Pretty decent. It's a pretty decent size. It's a great map. It really is. I can't rate it enough. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. I love it. I love it. I'll go back to my No Man's Land map again when I get over the fact that I've lost 330 hours out of my life on a map that no longer exists. That really got under my skin. And I've tried to recreate the map a couple of times and it's just not working out the same way as what it did when I originally did it, and I'm not too sure why, because I know obviously you spend 330 hours on the same map, you should know exactly how that map goes, exactly where everything was and went and what angle it was on and how you landscaped it, but I've tried to reduplicate it and I just can't get it to happen. No, you give way to me, stupid. Prime beef for dinner, love. Woo! Easy there, sport. Easy. 448,000 litres. My baler over there, the green one, man, best baler in the game. Absolute. I cannot recommend that baler high enough. I rate it out of 10. It gets 11. It is that good. Only does round bales. We're going to have to buy some TMR. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. It is expensive to buy from here. Anyone who says this is cheating, well, I'm paying top dollar, and I mean top dollar, every time I buy something from that damn silo. Without it, the farm would probably collapse, just being in this season. But this baler here, man, it is the bomb. It only does round bales. I was never a round bale guy. I was strictly square bales. This is the baler combo, STP03P. It's been in the mod hub for quite a while. Doesn't crash your game, doesn't conflict with other mods. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It'll hold 8,000 litres in that tank there. And we'll give you 2 4,000 litre bales per fill. Sometimes it glitches out, and if you get it when it glitches out, it'll keep spitting bales out, and well, forever. That's not why I like the bale. I love it because it's fast, it's convenient. I don't take it down to the field. I collect all the hay and all the grass, put it in my silo, and then I park it under my silo and just keep refilling it when it's empty, and it just keeps spitting bales out, and I have my bale trailer next to it and it spits it out straight onto the trailer. Trailer stacks it. We get 42 bales per trailer load. My trailer's down at the shop at the moment. That green trailer, the bale trailer that I used for taking the wheel loader down there. Man, what a combination! It is awesome. It's really what we call the duck's nuts. Fantastic mod. Brilliant. It glitches out too. When you get to your bale limit, you turn the baler off so it's not running anymore, and it will continue to bale. My no man's land build had over 500 bales that were spread around the map in different bale sheds. Over 500. I had another map that I think I counted around 700 or 800 bales sitting on that map at one time. No FPS problems, no crashing, no nothing. It's because I had put them far enough apart from each other that it didn't cause any conflicts. They were all recognised bales. There was an even mix of straw, hay and silage. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. So yeah, it can glitch out, and it will give you more than the bale limit times 3. I'll sit there sometimes for about 3 or 4 hours straight baling, and then I'm done with bales for a season or 2. And they will last me a long time. Long time. Many feeds. I'm just making me a cup of here. Apologies. We'll back in the tractor in a sec. I just had to run across to the house and duck home and make a cuppa. Got to have a coffee to keep you going. And while I'm at it, I just got to quickly do something just here. The night has fallen and my windows are open and there's a breeze and it's friggin' cold. Oh, it's a cold breeze. It's probably a warm breeze to everyone else, but my summers here are so hot in comparison to the rest of the world. When you get temperatures of 48 degrees Celsius where I live, so it's really warm, really hot, warm weather. It's not hot to me because I'm born and bred in it. I love it. But if it drops under about 28 degrees Celsius, to me that's cold. Whereas most people, that's a hot summer's day. I'm wearing a jumper at 28 degrees Celsius just because it's so hot here. You get used to the heat. So when the heat's not as intense, it actually feels cold, if that makes any sense. Life, it's really weird. It's really weird. Same as Eskimos, they live in the freezing cold, and it's complete opposite to what I just said. So we're gonna have to buy some more. I've got hiccups. I have a cough. Oh dear. I've been ranting for a couple of days now and getting all the anger out of me. I've had a lot of tension build up with this game the last couple of weeks, and all these YouTubers that I watched and respected and listened to their mod reviews and map reviews, and one fella in particular, every day I'd watch DJ Goham. I'm not talking about DJ here. That bloke's awesome, but he's primarily a PC player. He has got console, he does play it on console, but mainly he's a PC player. So I watch his videos, and then after that, then I'll go to the other person who I won't mention, and I seen his map review, not DJ's, but this other person, and his map review of this map, and I was like, wow, another shit map, or another boring map, or another map that doesn't suit my way of play. But by the end of his mod review, which was very, very short, very shallow and brief, I thought, there's something about that I want to have a look at. I want to have a look at that map. Something about it that, I don't know, it has something. They call it a forestry map, but I could see fields. I could picture the farm I've built now, not as it is. When you start creating a farm, it unravels and builds itself. All you have to do is get the first building down and the rest will follow. But there was something about it that I could see in other ways, and it had this potential that made me want to play it. So I downloaded it, and it was only, I think, 58 megabytes. And I'm like, this has got to be a shit map. It has to be a shit map. It's only 58 megabytes. It must be tiny. It must be boring. Within 10 minutes of starting this map, it had me. I could not believe how good this map was. It is underestimated. And then I thought back to the people that I trust that did map reviews of this map, and they didn't, I won't say that they bagged it out, but they didn't do it any justice. And it was kind of, when I rewatched the video of the map review of it, you could kind of see that they deliberately left things out, or kind of just blasé, that's it, that's all the map's got. It's a forestry map. If you're not into forestry, you could do other things, but you can't have animals. And I'm like, well, I've got fucking every animal you can have in the game, and quite a few pens at that, of each different type of animal. So the mod reviews, I'm no longer going to watch those videos. I'm not talking about DJ GoM here. Man, that dude, he's awesome. He's a brilliant bloke. I'm talking about someone else. There's quite a few of them out there, so don't write in the comments who you think it is or whatever. Who it is doesn't really matter. What I'm saying is, I will now not take anyone's opinion on mods, or you know, for some reason or another, they wanted to pretty much ride this map off and not let it succeed for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe there's some political, maybe there's some sort of animosity between this map maker and another one or something. I don't know. I'm not even guessing. But this map, regardless of all the trees, you use the lizard, I call it the Pac-Man, the stump grinder it's called, but it's the forestry machine. What the friggin' name is it? I just call it the Pac-Man because it eats trees alive. It leaves nothing in its wake. It runs through at 20 k's an hour. The T-Rex 600, that little bonzer there, that fella there, run him at 20 k's an hour, just lift the head up just one fraction up, and it's perfectly set, 20 k's an hour. These trees are all planted in a dead straight line, as plantations are, and you clear a field in no time. And what you get left behind, apart from that straight ahead there, it's undulating, but that looks pretty cool, so I'm going to leave that sort of stuff like that there. There's a lot of fields out there that are dead flat, and they're huge, and they're awesome. And this map seems so much bigger than what it is. So much bigger than what it actually is. So, yeah, really cool, man. Really cool. I love this map. It's fantastic. I cannot rate it high enough. And I'm disappointed in that certain person who made a video about it and really didn't do it any justice at all. It was basically a real quick review and a write-off, and that's it. That's all this map's got. If you like forestry, there it is. And that's it. Nothing more was said about it. I've done enough forestry to make some money, make me $1 million, and got me farm up and going, got me bits and pieces that I wanted, went into debt of another $2 million, and got everything I wanted. So now I'm going to have to work pretty hard and get that money back, pay the bank loan back. That mod, the map review was pathetic at the very least, and very disappointing. The credibility of that YouTuber to me is gone. I will no longer view his mod reviews. And his mod reviews up until then was fantastic. He'd always give slot counts, he'd always pull the machines out, he'd always give them a bit of a test run, but he obviously didn't even spend any time on this map playing it. He just got a vehicle, drove around and went, nothing but trees, that's all that's here. And that kind of sucks, because if I didn't have a little inkling that there was something about here that I liked, I wouldn't have played this map. It really is very, very cool. I rate this map. I rate it big time. You don't have to do forestry on it. Just pack me in the trees down. You don't have to do forestry. It's not a necessity. It's called Plantation. It doesn't mean it's a loggers map primarily. I'm running animals primarily. I'm running livestock on this map. And the fields I create are to feed my livestock. That's how I choose to play this map. Always drop your trailer too. You leave them hooked up and they go floating sometimes. She's starting to get a bit grubby. You know about you? Fucking bonza truck, man. Fucking bonza. Alright, we've got to get the prime mover. We parked him up down in the back shed where he was, didn't we? What have we got? We got our milk trailers. We've got our egg trailers. I didn't buy sheep trailers. Of course I bloody did. Where did I put them? Where to go for a scout? Because I know I've got my wool trailers somewhere. I'm sure I got 2 sets of triples. Oh, I might have got 2 sets of doubles actually, because I didn't know what to expect from this map at first. And when I did start building this, I'd actually put the dairy, the sheep dairy down, which crashed my game, and then I had to uninstall and reinstall everything. I've already made a video about that mod. You know, people take heed or don't take heed, whatever you want to do, it's your business. Doesn't mean one iota to me whether you do or you don't use that mod or not. But once you experience a game crash like that, it's pretty hard to go back and trust that modder again. So yeah, that was one of those mods that were made for PC, but then alterations were done to bring it to console, so the files were scampered with. And capacity for water, but everyone else needs water. Hey, these are dairy cows? You don't need... What the hell is going on? So yeah, you can't fuck around with the written codes to change things, to bring them back to bloody to bring them across the console. They don't work. They crash games. They conflict with other mods that are built for console, and then yeah, you can't do it. It's no good. Okay. They don't need much water. Everyone was out at last because I changed seasons from 3 to 6 days. Talking so much, but oh dear, this tap here, yeah, I knew about that, and it's a stupid place I put it. If I had any brains about me, I would move it. But obviously I don't have any brains about me because I haven't moved it. Come on, Trigger. Come on, Trigger. Yeah, but I will endeavour to move that water hose there. So we'll keep the cycle on 6 days now. It's much better gameplay on 6-day seasons. So you get 24 game days to a year, which is good. It gives you enough time then to set the farm up properly instead of rushing through everything. Yeah, like it's already 10 o'clock in spring, so, and there's, and I have one field. I have one crop that I can plant, so it's not the right way to go about it. 3-day seasons you can probably switch back to when you've got a dozen or so fields. You can do a good rotation. That'd be fine, but not when your farm first starts out and you're $2 million debt. It just doesn't work. You go broke. You go broke in a hurry. You end up selling everything you busted your ass for to buy, and then your farm dwindles away to nothing. You start selling your homestead, you start selling all your pens, and you look around, you're like, I've got nothing left. And you've put 30 hours into the game, and you go, well, that was a failure. So, budgeting is a big part of it. I don't like spending money. I don't like spending. Excuse me. I don't like spending money on expensive feed like that comes out of the silo over there. The thing is, it's needed, and it's not unrealistic because every farmer has somewhere that they buy crop from. When things get a bit tough, they need crops. They got to feed their animals, and it's not unrealistic because farmers do that. When times are tough and they have dry seasons and whatnot, they have no choice but to buy crop or feed from other people's crop. They're not taking any water. They're not taking any water. Right, well that's just freed our day up. We'll go and collect our wool now. We have to look for our trailers. I parked them somewhere and I don't remember where I parked them. I know I moved them away because too many of those trailers together, they can cause a bit of friction, a bit of FPS. If you've got too much equipment in one area, the FPS goes a little bit haywire. So we'll give them a drink, top it up. We'll drop that trailer there. Just gonna have a little drive around the farm here just for a sec until I find these trailers. I think I actually put them down at the silage clinics. I think I put them down that end of the farm. I know I bought them. I remember buying them. I've got a road train for milk because I sell milk straight away. Milk doesn't keep, so they can sit in the tank for maybe half a day tops, but you got to get rid of it. Otherwise it goes off. Eggs, you got to sell straight away too. Where the hell? Oh, there they are there. Okay, they're closer than I thought. Two sets of road trains. Usually I've got 3 trailers. This map is, well, it's pretty tight to get in and out of fences and that, and even with a road train, you've got to be pretty careful. I don't use rear wheel steering, and I hate trailers that have steering axles on them. They annoy the shit out of me. Most trailers in this game have steering axles and I hate them. You have no choice but to use some of them, and I just don't like them. So we've got ourselves a helper here, we've got a labourer, and labourer's chucking the bales up to us. Sneak forward a bit here. I think we'll leave our second trailer there for the minute. We don't seem to be able to pick these ones up. So what I'll do, I'll just move this pallet for now, and that'll give us access in here. We'll just leave that pallet over there, and we'll just back into that little corner in there. We'll pick up this whole load. And I'll chuck that second trailer on because we're going to need that second trailer around the other side, I'm guessing. Come on now, don't be temperamental. Pick up those other 2. Come on. Alright, in we go. This is... I'm going to bring 2 pallets over here because I don't want to do this again. The pallets, the wool will spawn on the pallets, and straight from the pallets this will load up straight away from a short distance. We got one on that side? No, we don't. Alright, so let's hook this combination back up. Still got a fair bit of wool to pick up yet. Oh, look at that, trailer kicks out. Like, that's not real at all. Neither was that. I'll just stop here for a sec. So yeah, because I haven't used this sheep pen before, I thought wool would have spawned out of here as well, but it doesn't. It spawns out of these yellow markers, which obviously I had overlooked and was a little excited about the new sheep pen. This one replaced the dairy sheep, which I was super duper excited about when that was released. I was over the moon actually, and it became a big disappointment because it crashed my game, and by crashing my game I had to uninstall and reinstall the game because it wouldn't load. It lost all my saves, all the maps, Spectacle Island, all the hours I put into all the other maps, and my main one, No Man's Land, 330 hours of gameplay gone in the click of a finger because of one fucking mod that belongs on PC. It should never have been tampered with to bring onto console. Okay, we all want mods. Okay, every one of us wants mods, and no point having mods if they weren't made for console. If you're a console player, regardless of how much you want it, there's no point having it because it's just going to ruin your game. You're going to have to uninstall, reinstall, clear your cache, clear your cookies, delete cookies. Really, the headache that went along with that was not worth placing that down. The very second I put it on the field, the game crashed. And that was it. It was definitely that mod, and it was no other. And then I'm a Case fan. I love Case tractors more than John Deere. I think mainly because John Deere slot counts are so damn high that I get more equipment by buying Case than what I do having a John Deere farm in this game. John Deere mods are fantastic, but you know, you can have $999 million in your bank and no slot counts, and no amount of money you have can buy you any more slot counts. So slot counts are worth $1 million a slot count. Every slot count that you have is worth $1 million because you can't buy slot counts. Slot counts are priceless, absolutely priceless. Once they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, you can sell equipment, but you're limited. You're limited to equipment by slot counts. So slot counts are everything. Now I'm going to take a run down to the shop. We've got some field work to do. I think I'm going to take one of these trailers with me. Pick up some more pallets before any more wool spawns. So this will just make life easier in the shortcoming. Keep this at 60. This grass now will take an extra couple of days to grow, considering we've changed from 3 to 6 day seasons. So that's alright. I know that the grass is already seeded. Be interesting to see how that wheat there looks when it's matured. Yeah, we've got out that gate alright. The gates here are fairly tight. I've moderated the terrain here so that I can get some of my big equipment up. As you can see, that was extremely pricey to do, and you've got to watch these gullies here. I almost almost went belly up then. It's a fantastic map. It's not without its flaws, but it's certainly not as bad as some of the reviews that I've seen it have. To the modder, I don't know who modded this. I didn't take any notice who made this map, and I should have, because it is now gone to my second favourite map, behind No Man's Land. No Man's Land always has been and always will be my #1 favourite map. This here is a very close second. I'm really enjoying this map. The layout, I ignore the trees. The trees I can just mow down with the Pac-Man, get rid of them. And what I'm going to create on this map is going to be a pretty good damn farm. It takes time to build a farm, so I just want to get a tear weight. I didn't weigh these tabletop trailer and try and move it together. I did them individually, so just going to get a weight, and we're sitting at 21.9. We'll call that 22, so we don't ever overload it. We're allowed 45.5 or 42.5 really, but go out to 45 if you've got a certificate. That's in my country anyway, so I've got to be mindful of that with the weights. There's our pallets there, and that gives us time to get our fertiliser and all that stuff that we need to by going over to 6-day season. So it's all beneficial in the long run, and it's not without purpose. So the farm has an opportunity to succeed now, whereas if we stayed 3-day seasons, we would have gone belly up. We only had one field that was going to have to be wheat so we could get straw. So you know, wheat doesn't pay the greatest of money, and we wouldn't have had any other crop. We wouldn't have had grass. We wouldn't have had hay. We wouldn't have been able to make silage bales. Therefore, we wouldn't have been able to feed the cattle. The cattle wouldn't have produced offspring. We wouldn't have got any milk. We would have sold the cattle. That cattle would have paid for the feed of the other animals. We slowly but surely would have started selling the other animals, then the pens, and the farm would just end up deserted. Nothing left to sell, nothing to make money with, no machinery left, bankrupt, period. So, yeah. When you start a new map, if you want to kick it along for the first season, run it at 3-day seasons, but then just remember, you don't want to go any shorter than 6-day seasons. Don't forget, equipment needs to be maintained, fuel. You may need workers from time to time to help you out. We don't need to weigh ourselves on the way out. Animals need feed. You need to grow crop. You need time to build your fields. You know, there's a whole lot of things that have to be done to be successful in this game, and anyone can chuck up government subsidy signs and just have endless money and then just play for you know, just to run a farm or whatever. I try and be financially successful in my builds. I try not to use unrealistic mods. Auto loads, I mean, I'm not going to sit there for 4 hours with a forklift that takes 20 minutes to get one pallet off your tine, because the forklift mods are shit, and they're almost impossible to use. So I'm not going to sit there for 4 hours trying to load up all those bales of wool. So yeah, I am going to use trailers that are going to auto load that sort of stuff. Of course I am. There's no way that I'm not. I am not going to manually load all of that wool every single day. It will give me no time to do anything else on the farm, for starters. So yeah, I mean, you know, so I got I got realism in a certain way, but in other ways, you've got to remember it is a game, and because it's a game, it can't be totally and utterly realistic. Even Daggerwin takes a couple of shortcuts here and there now and again, you know. He's a very experienced player, and very entertaining. I rate Daggerwin big time. Watch his videos, he always gives me a good laugh. And I've learned a lot from him about the game too, more so than anyone else. With blokes like DJ, I learned to fast farm from him. And I learnt that you can have a real good time in this game without taking it so serious, because man, he's a bit of a joker, a very funny guy, great sense of humour. He's always good for a laugh. He's always happy. Just a great bloke, you know. Always watch DJ. Always watch Daggerwin. Farm Cop's pretty cool too. He's a bit of a comical sort of fella as well. The farming community in general is really cool. Most people. There's a lot of other games that I play as well, and the communities are quite toxic. But this community, the farming community, is pretty much like it is in real life. Good people, honest, good people. And you know, you can't substitute that for anything. That's my dog, by the way. He's pretty crook. Even his dad, that's me. You know, I'm a bit under the weather myself. Explains my little bit of crankiness in the last couple of videos that I've done, but I'm human after all, and sometimes shit happens, you know. It's just how life is. Yeah, me dog, he's a bit old. He's 13. He's a Staffy, and he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. He's got Rhoosian Ridgeback cross in him. He's a pretty chunky fella. And 13, they don't usually live as long as 13. They usually go when they're about 11. Oh dear. Oh no, that was lucky. I thought for sure. Hey, what are you doing here, stupid? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm in your house now, aren't I? My apologies. I thought you belonged in the pen there. I wondered how you got out of the pen. Don't mind me. I'm just having one of those days. Kind of freaked me out a little bit there for a sec. Little trick here on this spawn point. If you keep the middle of that pallet just on the inside of the trigger, you can get a second pallet in and keep the centre of the pallet a little bit on the inside of this trigger, and both pallets, if you get them right, come on, alright, now it's just plain silly buggers. Alright, let's alright, there we go, right there, little gap, he's inside that trigger, so both pallets now will fill up, so I'm going to get double the amount before I have to come and collect. Otherwise, you just put the one pallet in there, and it'll only fill up the one pallet. You put one beside it, and it won't fill up. So this will give us double the amount of wool collection than what we would have. So we have to come in and do less trips than what we would before. When it comes to wool, I like to hold on to that until it's peak price. I like to get maximum dollar for everything that my farm produces. So I'll only sell it at maximum height. All of it, we've still got one pallet on. Where are we going to put that one? Our other sheep pen. I'm hoping I'll be able to get it off the trailer, which is kind of weird. I've never seen this happen before. So we've got two down there, and we've got three up here. So I've got one pallet more than what I need. What is going in on in my mind, I forgot about this pasture, even though I'd driven around it 30,000 times. This pallet is going to go here after we pick up these guys. So, oh dear, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work. I have a bad feeling that this is not going to work. I'd like it to work. I just don't think it's going to. Not all is lost yet. Just chucking to the side. See if we can sneak the tail in just a little. But I don't know if it's because I ploughed the field. Oh no, it's okay. It just was playing a little bit of silly buggers there. Quickly, let's get this pallet in here. Quick. Go. Get over here. Get over here. Right, before one spawns, I probably should have another pallet here. If I was smart, I'd have one sitting next to that as well. But I'm not smart, obviously, because I'm not going to take a run down the shop for another pallet. Maybe I'll just see how it goes and we'll get another one. But our slot count is 915 out of 1299. I try not to get to 1200 slot counts because the game slows right down, and when you buy stuff, boy oh boy, it's mega slow. And when you try and sell stuff, when your slot count is up around the 1200, even though you've got another 100 slots, the game doesn't like it too much. So, well, we've got to get our other trailer. Where? Oh, that's right, only took me from the front. I talk so much I forget what I'm doing. This fella up, sneak him across a bit here. Yeah, we should get it nice and straight. Of course, Farmstead's not going to allow that to happen. Still got to angle across a bit more. This is a terrible hitch. Terrible hitch. Break the dolly. We're going to go around the corner and get this thing straight. I don't like them not being straight. So then we'll drop this one, we'll pick up our eggs. We'll go and sell our eggs straight away. Eggs go off. We got 13 degrees, so it's quite cool temperature. No problems there. So we'll, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get the eggs, we'll go and sell that straight away. Our trailer's just over there, ready to go. Got a couple of... Actually, I'll bring this up nice and square. Put the legs down. There we go. Yeah, eggs and milk, sell them straight away. Don't hold on to them, because in real life you can't hold on to those things. Eggs you can for maybe a week, but that takes a week of shelf life away, and your supermarkets especially, they won't buy them off you. They'll just go, there's not enough use by date on them, we don't want them. You end up with, if you're a big farmer, you end up with all your eggs worthless. So get rid of them pretty much straight away. This is why the pallets are good. I'm not going to sit there and throw one egg carton at a time. No thanks. Yeah, no, just not going to do it. I've done that a long time ago. I won't be doing it again. So we're going to go and sell these fellas. I'm going to drop the second trailer here and the dolly. Just spin this around a bit. We've still only got one sell point. I'm trying to hit $1.9 million so I can put a BGA down. That's my whole goal. But still at the same time not spend every cent I have. So I need 1.9 million plus. To put the BGA down. Let's go and sell these. We should get a couple of grand at least, so it'll still be worth the trip there. Look out, Dolly. Oh dear. Mutton for dinner again. Alright. price have we got for eggs right now? We'll just do a quick save actually. I've got to remember to save the game because if anything happens I lose hours of play. We'll give that 2 saves. Now we'll check the price of all in one. Where's the eggs? Just there, 2,776. That is a bloody good price. Uh-oh, I've hooked up on the paling. These palings here, I've only got the little stubby trailer on, so basically get around corners like you can in a car. We'll probably get about 6.5 grand out of this. But that will get our money back for the TMR that we bought. Hey, you right, fella? Yeah. You alright? Put your blankie on, mate. Put that around you. You're not well, are you? Hey? Not well, are you, mate? Fucking hell. He's stressing me out a bit here. Don't worry. Hey bloke, hey, you alright? You alright? Yeah, you're a bit cold, aren't you? Yeah, put this blanket on, mate. Dad's here. Hey, you alright? You alright, mate? Hey, he's got fucking, he's got fluid around his heart. It's something that happens to older dogs. There's no medication he can take. There's no surgery that'll help him. He's 13. He won't live through the sedation needle. He's just too old. He's equivalent to an 84-year-old human. And every day he's getting worse. He's really not good. He's not in any pain. He's just uncomfortable. I'm not going to take his life away from him or make that decision. To end his life. That's his life. I got no right. He's not my dog. I'm just his caretaker. I don't own him. He's not my pet. I'm just his caretaker. And that's, I've always looked at animals like that. People go, oh yeah, I own them, and you know, this or that. You don't. No one owns an animal. Nobody. Nobody. You're their caretaker. You're their guardian. You know, it's a relationship you have with an animal. Nobody owns nothing. You don't own a dog. You don't, you know, people say things like that. Oh yeah, I own a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, or no, you don't own it. You're its guardian. Nobody owns life. The government doesn't own your life. You don't own a dog's life. One thing people can never take from you is your free will and your mind. They can extort your mind, but they can never take it. You know, they can kill you, but they can never take it. They can never take your thoughts. They can never control your thoughts. They can use machines to try to. They can try and use hypnotherapy, but a strong will override that. Basically, anything that has life, you don't own. And if you got a pet, you don't own it. I guarantee you don't own it. It was never yours, it will never be yours. But it's your guardian. It's your partnership you have with that animal during its life. So, you know, what I'm trying to say here is, I have no right to decide when to end his life. I don't play God. If he's in pain, that's a different story. If he's in pain, then I'm not going to sit here and watch him suffer through pain day after day. I love him. I love my dog. Always have done. But he's not in pain, but he's uncomfortable. And he's coughing, he's uncomfortable. And his skin, he's uncomfortable. But he's not in pain. I see no reason to take life away. I don't believe in God and reincarnation and heaven and hell. This is it. It's a big universe. And it's friggin' empty. Okay? This is it. Life you got now is your life. We're all born, we all die. It's the cycle of life. You don't go anywhere when you're dead. I don't know this for a fact, but this is what I believe. This is what I'm sharing. It's the cycle of life. You don't know anything that happened before you were born. You won't know anything that happened after you die. Cycle of life, and that's how it goes. Religious people, I find, are scared of death, scared to die, scared of death, scared of the unknown. Regardless if they say, I'm not scared to die, I'll go to heaven, I've been a good person, I've given money to the church. Well, the church is a business. When was the last time they actually helped somebody that didn't help themselves? They get government rebates, they don't pay tax, they earn billions of dollars a year through plate collections. Every church, every religious business, every religious business. I used to go to church as a kid. I went to a Catholic school. Every single Sunday at church, and because I went to a Catholic school, I would go to church on a Thursday and a Friday, and then I'd go with the family on the Sunday. So 3 times a week I was going to a church, watching the brainwash of all these minds happen, and I'm sitting there already knowing what he's doing. It didn't affect me. I already had my own beliefs from a young period of age. But I knew it was a business because that money plate kept getting handed out 2 times, sometimes 3 times per 1 hour session. Multiply that by the amount of churches that are just in somebody's area, let alone your country, let alone the entire world put together. Not just churches, but any religious church or mosque or whatever. How much money they take in, for how much money they actually donate to poor people or help poor people, it's probably not even 0.5% of what they give back. They are a multi-billion-dollar company, and they get away with no tax because they're under religious grounds. What an extortion! What a mind job on the human race. You know, spiritualism is one thing. Spiritualism and religion are not the same thing. You know, when someone says they're spiritual, it's not religious. There is no God, there is no man or female up in the sky, you know, looking down and ever knowing, you know. The spiritual comes from the universe, how big it is, how vast it is, how it was created, you know, how it even started. Things like that. That's spiritualism. That's looking up at the sky. That's being part of existence. Most people exist, they don't live. They don't know how to live. They just exist. And they think that their daily existence routine, day after day after day of monotonous, same bloody thing, they think that's living. That's existing. That's being a number on a planet of other numbers around them. I like real human beings, people who live. And living doesn't mean getting drunk and taking drugs and yahoo and dancing around. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about joy of life. I mean, the real living, you know. Being a spiritual person is completely different to being a religious person. Wrong tractor here. We're going to put a little bit of seed. Oh, did I do that already? No, I didn't. We're going to finish off our little bit of seed down here at the. Going to finish off this little bit of seed that's left to do on the sheep pasture. That little bit that I left. I can't even remember if I've done that or not. I don't think I did. Oh, I've left the tray behind. If I had a horn, I'd be toot right now. Yeah, you betcha. I wondered why the old girl got up and boogied so quick. She had absolutely no weight on the back of this at all. curious. I want to see if the lines hook up to this one as well. The answer to that is no. No line. Probably because this mod doesn't have any lines. Fair enough. Okay. Well, that's that answer for me anyway. Okay, let's rock and roll. Ah, look, it is. It's on weed. Okay. Don't know how I did that, but I did. I must have clicked the triangle button there. And that's how we ended up with wheat in front of the bloody limousine pen. Whatever. We'll just let that wheat grow now. That'll give us a mouthful of straw. Once this grass grows, I'm really tempted to do the entire farm. I'm tempted to lay grass down on the whole farm. And I'm going to see how this looks after when it grows. But I think, you know, these patches here I've got that are painted grass, they look horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I think over time I'll just do little bits and pieces as we go. Going to do a little U-turn up the back here, and we'll come back and we'll do 2 strips there and we'll be right. Very good. Still growing. Start unfolding it now. We're going to have to fertilise it too, but I'll wait till we see the first stage of growth. I hope I didn't just ruin that then. Back here. Trying to rush the field a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Get this in one go, one chunk. It's going to be a close show. We might get it. I think we're going to miss that outside line. We're close, aren't we? Wow, a little bit surprised there. Very good. Okay. That's made me happier. And I'll put this bad boy away. It needs a good clean. Not sure. We go down the shop. We're going to have to bring some fertiliser up. We're going to have to buy some of that. So it's going to chew into our money a bit. Got to bring the seed up. We've got 40,000 litres of seed down there. We've got to bring that up here. We've got to fill. We've already filled our planter, but we've got the other planter to fill yet. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day. Definitely very busy day. You know, I might try and bring the big machines. No, I'm not. No, I take back what I just said then. Don't need these lights on. Let's get rid of them. Yeah, they're really bright at night. They're really good lights. These sheds, I can't rate them enough. They are fantastic. A lot of storage. I'm not putting this one to good use yet, but when I get all my pallets in here, I'll be able to tidy them up. I cracked the shits the other day. These were mucking around. Sometimes this big bag lifter here, it's a great mod. You get some really cool attachments. I love it. I love this mod, CSM, but sometimes when you pick up some big bags, see my chicken feeds mixed in with lime. I sort this out. Sometimes when you pick them up, it starts doing this wiggly woggly, and then the whole tractor goes, and then you're doing you're bloody 3 stories up in the air and you're doing 360s and 180s and it's like, what the fuck, you know? Like, if the mod isn't compatible with the fucking wheel loader, then don't allow it on the mod hub, or get them to adjust it or something. Or it's not the modder's fault. Like, you know, let's get things compatible, you know, at least for the next game. Like, don't let these sort of things come into the next game, because the game won't last. Like, people have already had a gutful of equipment, especially logging equipment. You know, people have had a gutful of it. Just, you know, I'm not the only one, but I'm quite outspoken about it, because I myself have had an absolute gutful of mods crashing the game, mods that don't work right. Nothing against CSM, no, it's not CSM mods, I forget what it's called now. But the attachments they're just incredible. They're awesome, absolutely awesome. But when the game does that, there's a problem. And, you know, the problem wouldn't be there if the equipment was tested properly before being released into the mod hub. So the mod hub has so many problems in it as well. When you go into the mod hub and you search for things in the mod hub, it's not like this. You don't scan through like this. I'm getting 90 megabits per second download on my internet connection. I've got a very fast internet connection for Australia anyway. Most people are getting about 20, 25. I live right next to the node, so I'm getting pretty good speeds. But when you go and you try and go through the mod hub, especially when you get over to farmhouses, miscellaneous and stuff like that, it is just lagged to the shit house. It is frustrating as hell. Miscellaneous, frustrating as hell. And this thing, you know what? It's a shame, because forklifts are a big part of farming, especially animals. But these tines, they don't go under pallets, and if they do, the pallets don't come off. They hang there, they get stuck, they turn sideways, you lose it. It's a shame, because the mod's cool, it's awesome, but it's shit. It's shit to use. It's garbage. It's plastic. It's crap. So it's unfinished. It shouldn't be released yet. It should be rectified on those things and then released. And it'd be fantastic. And everyone would have a bloody forklift. You know, instead of using front end loaders and whatever else, you could have that parked up, you know, and you could have that picking up your sheep bales. And you can't even pick up sheep bales on them. You may get one from time to time that work out, but there's 200 others that get stuck to it in between. It's just frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. I was going to spend some money on logging, and I'd make that money back in a day, but I don't want to spend a day doing any more logging. They're gutful of doing logging. We're going to take a trip to the shop, and we're going to shortcut it, because what's this out here? Of course. You know what? Get the Pac-Man going. Oh dear. Up here. Okay, I'll go across here. Here we are. Now there's the low loader, so we're just in behind it. Private property, I own this land, so I'll come to this land all I want. And it's a bit hilly here, so it'll cost a fortune to try and level this ground to get a placeable on here. So we could flatten this little patch here, enough at least that we can get a driveway out and come around the back of the sales point and then exit on our merry way. But I definitely want to put a sales point here because the road, if you can see on the map, the road that comes in and out of here, it's fun. This road here is a lot of fun to drive on. It's like driving through the bush, and it's wiggy and it's windy and it's up and down and it's hills and it's declines and it's ascends, and it's really, really cool, really fun to drive on. So it's pretty far away from my farm, so it's a good enough drive and it's a fun drive. So once you get over this bridge, which is a little bit steep just on the decline on both sides, there's a little bit of a it's not really just that smooth on that little bit there and that little bit there. It's a bit, if you're a little bit low, or if you've got a long trailer, it's going to bottom out. It's going to sort of just scrape. It doesn't throw you in the water, or you don't lose your load or anything, but it does bottom out on that. So if you go slow, it'll bottom out enough that you'll just sit there and spin, so you have to reverse back a bit. So as you're going up the front of it, you just punch the accelerator down, give it full noise, just to get over that, and then ease it up. And then as you're coming down, give it a bit of hurry as well, and a little bit of scrape won't get you stuck there, but it does. It sort of drags a little bit. This map's good, and like I said, it's not without its faults. There's a couple of little things, but all in all, it's a really good map. It's cool. All these places here, they can all be sell points, they can be farms that you want to create from them. It shows you where the hill bits are. It looks like there's a lot, but there's not. These are only minor, they're little. They're not like big mountains and that. These, up this end, it's hilly and bumpy. These big knolls, like this one's massive. But and this one's pretty big here, and that one's pretty big there. But these ones down here are fine. If you wanted to smooth them over, you can, or you can still do fields with them the way that they are. It's no different to any other field that has risers on it. It's a really cool map, and I'm really enjoying playing on it. I haven't had a good look up here. I've had a scout over it, but I haven't actually driven up to it. So I want to investigate this a little bit more. I think there might be something up there worth looking at. Then maybe there's not, but I still want to see it anyway. So at the moment, that's our only field, and in comparison to the size of the map, it's a pretty decent sized field. You can get a good crop out of that one. We've got free water there if we want it. It's a map that you build upon. You put your own sales points down, whatever sales points you want. ModHub's got plenty of them. Most of them are really good. I stay away from productions and factories and all that, regardless of if they got their own geos or not. I love No Man's Land, but I just will not use the productions pack geo. I just won't do it. It's too many problems. You go mucking around with codes on maps, you're asking for trouble, all right? I've had enough trouble with this game. Uninstall, reinstall, clear cookies, clear cache, reload, doesn't work, uninstall again. I almost at the point where I was almost threw the bloody disc in the bin. I'd had an absolute gutful, you know, and I was like, this is it, last attempt, and it worked. But I would have just probably thrown the disc out and just gone, I'm done with farm sim, you know, like. And I love the game so much that I would have regretted it, but I would never have bought it again, just because it frustrated me to that point. And that's because mods that belong on PC have been altercated to fit onto console, where it just shouldn't be like that. You know, PC and console, they're not compatible, and neither are the mods that are made for PC. You can't go mucking around with scripts to make it fit another one, okay? It's gonna, if it works on a map, fine, but it's gonna interfere with other mods that players bring into that map. So it causes problems there. So let's keep it clean, you know. I've had a few ranting videos about all of this, and I'm pretty much all talked off about it, but I don't hear anyone talking about it. And so I want to talk about it. I want people to talk about it. Because it's going to make the game better. Giants, if they listen, You know, if they listen, it's their game. They'll make the choice. They're the big ponchos, the big heads, you know, the big wigs. They choose to listen or not. It's up to them. It's their game. They created it. It wouldn't be around today if not for modders. So I take my hat off to every modder, PC and console. I take my hat off to the ones who try and make PC mods work on console. But my wish is that they don't do it. I don't want them to do it because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It may work on, let's say someone brought in a PC mod that works perfect on this map and this map only. But what about if I bring this T-Rex in and it's a mod and it conflicts with the other mods that are in here? See, it's things like that that they don't think about. Mods that we use that are console mods that people have in their mod hub and they use on every farm. These other mods from PC brought to console are now going to conflict with those mods, and it causes game crashes. And that's something that's not thought about when they try and bring these mods over, and it upsets me, and I rant about it, and I get frustrated and angry and sort of borderline abusive towards companies and that as well for it, because I think, you know, they wipe their hands of any damage caused to your game because of mods, but they're the ones that do. They're the ones that test the mods. They're the ones that release the mods into their mod hub and say to you, basically, we've put it in our mod hub, it's good enough for our game, it works. So they're giving us a false sense of security in using that mod to have it crash a game. I am so upset because I spent 330 hours on my No Man's Land build, got into year 9 of my build, the farm was it was pristine, it was awesome, and I had to uninstall the game and I lost everything. 330 hours of gameplay, No Man's Land. I built it exactly how I wanted it. I tried to reduplicate it and I can't. I modded in, I did about 30 government subsidy signs, put it on 120 and sat there until I had like about $30 million, and I tried to reconstruct the farm without buying any machinery. Just tried to reconstruct the farm how I had it, and it just doesn't go together how I had it. And so I've given up. I've just deleted that, and I've just, you know, that was a bit of a turning page for me, and so I want people to know that, you know, mods that get released in the mod hub, I highly advise don't touch them. Don't touch them. And if no one downloads them, then Giants may just get the message that anything that was made for PC is not to come across to console because it conflicts so badly with console mods. Console will never ever be up to scratch with any PC, even an old PC. Will never be up to scratch with it. There's just not enough power in a console to run such mods, you know. Changing scripts don't help it at all. It may work for the map, but it won't work for other mods that people bring onto that map. And that's where the problem lies, and that's where Giants don't think about it. And Giants just go, well, you lost 330 hours of play. Sorry about that. But we do say in the mod hub, we are not liable or responsible for any damage that mods in the mod hub create to your game. But they're the ones who test the mod. They're the ones who release the mod on their mod hub. Anyway, I'm probably preaching to the choir. Or maybe everyone thinks I'm wrong. I don't know. But I've had a gutful of it. To me, it makes perfect sense. To me, a 5-year-old kindergarten child could see that that wouldn't work. Well, anyhow, that's my rant. Again, I find myself ranting. Back to business. I really want to put a sales point here. and I don't want it to cost me a lot of money from smoothing out the land and terraforming it. Now we've got a big hill there. I don't want to cut into that. So those trees will stay. But there is a little patch here that's possible to sort of slide this land down a little bit. I'm not real confident that this is the right spot just yet. So, I mean, the BGA is pretty big. It's never going to go here. So maybe the BGA is what I'm looking for to place next. First and foremost, because I'm going to have a lot of manure and slurry, and from that I get digestate, which pays an absolute bonzer amount of money. I don't want the BGA close to the farm. I don't want it too far from the farm, but I don't want it close to the farm. I don't want it right on the farm's doorstep. I'm thinking maybe the BGA would be best over in the starting point over here, which means I've got to uproot my sheds, and I've got to move all my bigger machinery onto another field. So, you know, I think the BGA should go here. I think it should. I've got to stay sort of clear of this little area. That's the timber sale point. So I could probably like put the BGA in the middle, or could probably put the BGA where my sheds are here. It's not going to interfere with anything, and it's pretty much straight in. We'll make it like a one-way system in and out. It makes good sense. It's a good sort of industrial kind of little patch, so it's a good area there. But these sheds are going to have to go, and this equipment is going to have to be moved. Size of the BGA, it's going to tell me not enough money. Yeah, there we go. It's 300 kilowatt and it's big. It takes a lot of area, but it takes everything. But it's big, and I mean big. It's big. It's bigger than this. It's bigger than this shed. It's bigger than this. It's probably these two sheds put together. It'd fill this area here pretty well. It'd fill this area here pretty well. So, yeah, these sheds will have to go. And because I use big equipment, getting out of here is fine. There's no problem there. But turning right here, even if you come out real wide, you've got this gully, and your seed fertiliser trailer drags through that there. Even if you go real wide and turn 90 degrees sharp, your trailer still cuts across. And then you try and come in this narrow gate here, and you're hugging this embankment, and you're turning 90 degrees right, and then you've got to turn really sharp this way, move forward, and then turn sharp back in, just to zigzag your trailer in and miss these two posts. It's a little bit tricky. First time I went in, I got hooked up on this one. Sorry, that was a little bit quick. I got hooked up on this one, and I managed to back it out. 2 attempts, but I managed to back it out. And then I went down here, I fixed up this road here, I filled in this gully, did a bit of painting. I've knocked the sign down, which luckily that's hasn't got a collision on it. You can knock it down, so that's good. And so I filled in the gully, and I filled in the gully here, which you can still see the fence posts up the top. Cost me a fortune to do. And I was able to do a big U-turn, which just brought the trailer around so that they didn't, the injectors and the seed trailer didn't collide together. And then I came in from this way. I went down the embankment a bit and did a really late turn, and I got it in here, and I realised it's not really a good place to park machinery up. It's a bit hilly, it's a bit undulating. It's nice, it's pristine, but it's not real level to put big sheds on. So that's your only entry exit, and I probably just have to chop through these trees here and do a bit of ground levelling, which is going to leave us really deep. Now, if I levelled the ground from here, it's going to cost $2 or $3 million to chop this out to then smooth it down, just to get a shed or two in here. So it's kind of hard. I would have to cut all this out with the Pac-Man and run the equipment along here and along here, and then I'd probably get some sheds way down here. So to get me machinery from the sheds, like this spot here, would be pretty cool. There's no way, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to come in from this way. It won't make it. It just won't make it. It won't make it. I tried to, I'll show you, cannot modify terrain here. This whole area, I can't fill the gully in. I can't fill this gully in or that gully in. So there's just no way I'm going to get in here. This gully has to be filled in order to make that turn there. So if I wanted to use this as a parking bay for my big machinery, which is close to my farm, it's going to be a long drive all the way out through here, and then probably up and back down this side of the hill to get us straight enough to try and sneak out this gate. But then we have the same problem. Cannot terraform here. So kind of takes this whole parcel of land out of it. Small machinery, I may as well just keep it here with these guys, you know, keep the small stuff here. But where am I going to move the big sheds to? I don't know. I'm certainly not going to put it down here. I mean, this field, I'll probably do another couple of runs, just maybe 2 more runs this side, and I can Pac-Man this out a bit more, or I can just get a different field going on it. I'm not sure yet, but this undulates a little bit more as we get in here a bit deeper, so it's not really shed territory. To put sheds down, especially big ones like those drive-throughs, you know, pretty flat land. Over here's got some flat spots down this way. Look at that, you know, like, yeah. So some of the pickings of the field areas are few and far between. I started to clear this out, but it cost me a fortune. It cost me a lot of money, and I actually borrowed money from the bank to start doing this, and it ended up being a waste of money because, well, I've done nothing with it. One shed will fit here, but I have 6 large machines that need the drive-through sheds. I won't get 2 drive-through sheds side by side here. I'll get 1 if I'm lucky, and that only has 3 parking bays in it. 6 if you got small machines, but because they're large machines, you won't get them side by side. So it kind of, my idea here was, well, screwed. I can't Pac-Man these out, because to terraform this and to dig it out and then smooth it down again out to here, it's maybe $3 million, somewhere around there by the time you finish it. a couple of $100,000 will dig it out, but then you've got to smooth it. You've got to lift the ground level here, like this is how I filled it in. I got it all prepared. I spent a lot of money preparing it, and it was a failure, and it was a hard lesson to learn. So yeah, and while I'm here, I'll give you a look at this bridge. Doesn't look like much, but when you get here, you can see why it bottoms out right there on that bit. Just let me pull back a bit, a little bit forward. Oh dear. And it's just got a real sharp little edge there, and on the decline this side, it's got just a little sharp edge right there where the bottom of the trailers catch. So you just, as you start to come up, you get about here, give it a bit of hurry, and that'll sort of like, the trailer will still bottom out, but it'll only just bottom out, and you'll have enough momentum to sort of keep sliding up the bridge just a little bit. It's not much. I'm probably making it sound worse than what it is, but it still does it. So we'll have a look at this dam as well while we're over here. It's looked pretty cool. Yeah, I'm on the wrong area. Let's over this way. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's a nice map, you know. It's got some like good features and everything. It's cool. Like, it hasn't just been slapped together. I mean, like, the boundary, fair enough. Like, I don't really like that either, but if you don't collect every tree on this map, you're not going to see those borders. You're not going to see that. I mean, it doesn't look great. Like, everyone knows it doesn't look great. There's other maps out there that are like this that don't look that great, you know. But the map has had time taken on it. I mean, it's got a variety of different stage growth trees. They're all in lines, you know. Look at them. Like, time has been spent creating this map. It wasn't just slapped down willy-nilly and not really thought through. Look how beautiful these rivers are, you know. They're deep. They're, you know, like, it's a good map. That's why I arced up a bit about the reviews it got. It was very disappointing to hear those reviews. I don't think these people played on the map at all. I mean, my farm's not the best you've ever seen, but it's not a shit farm either. Like, you know, it's built to work, and everything, it has its place, and every place has its thing. And, you know, it's tight, but it's not cramped. You know, I think I've done all right. It could be better, but I could have made it worse as well. So yeah, I need somewhere to put sheds, and that's why I haven't gone any further, excelled past it, because I can't really find anywhere that I can move my sheds to. And if I don't move my sheds, then that leaves only this spot here to put a BGA, which will cramp the shop. So it's, you know, you've got a Bowser here, we've got the workshop there and the shop, and we've got the sales point here for timber. You can't get too close to these because it won't let you place anything. The BGA will pretty much take up this dark tarmac area, and a little bit more forward and back of that. It may not let me place it there because that's where, when you buy machines, that's where your equipment spawns. So the sheds have to be moved if I'm going to place a BGA here. And so we're back in the same circle again, where I'm going to put the sheds. Okay, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to come back tomorrow. My brain's hurting a little bit. And we'll pick up, I think we're up to number 8, episode 8 now. And episode 9 tomorrow. The poo's banking up, so I've got to get a BGA down soon enough. Just need to find somewhere to put it. Righto, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed the series. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And I hope you don't mind the rants and raves that I go on with. Yeah, okay. Night everyone, and take care. Thanks for watching.